Hello everyone, how are we doing? Welcome to the stream. How are we feeling? Hello, hello, hello. Just getting a couple things set up still, as per usual. Ellie's just decided to bark like crazy the second I've started talking as well, so she's just chilling in the background. Beautiful. So, yeah, we're getting some people set up. We're getting ready to go. We are what? We're actually quite strong in the lineup today. I was kind of thinking ByuN Art first round, but I don't see Art here, so I'm going to give him a few minutes. Walkover time is in about 8 minutes' time. If Art doesn't show up, then we'll have ByuN versus Hero, or we'll have that ByuN Art matchup ready to go, because he does show up, so it'll be one or the other. And I think that's just going to be the route we take early today at the very least. We'll kind of go from there and figure out what we want to do as the bracket continues, but I think this is just a good section of the bracket to start out in, if nothing else, so seems pretty reasonable to me. In fact, Art's just logged on. Perfect, so we'll get that ready to go. I believe this is the Russian Art, which is fun. Different art to who we usually cast. And yeah, we'll get ready to go soon. There's a few Zergs in the bracket even today. Rogue. Gonna play Led Alex first. We'll play Geralt in the round of 16, potentially Classic round of 4. Shin has a Mana round of 16 if he makes it through his first match, maybe a MaxPax round of 8. And Lambo has Shameless, Sneaker Act, and Creator. His section of bracket might be the strongest player to make a run today. Might be a Lambo semi-final kind of day. Honestly, looking at the bracket, like I would say he's my favorite. I don't think it's like a guarantee, obviously. But I think there's a reasonable chance that could happen. So yeah, that's some ideas from me. As obviously today is just as well a straight up normal tournament, guys. There's no PTR, there's no mods, there's no maps, or anything like that. Today we are just playing straight up normal StarCraft. And then tomorrow we will be hosting specifically a PTR event, because I know a lot of people want to see PTR stuff, so we'll run a PTR tournament tomorrow. But the WardiTV Mondays stays on the official server and all the official kind of things. So we're just waiting for ByuN to get his first videos done. We can jump into that series. That's going to be us just to start off with, I think. Otherwise, yeah, like I said, bracket's looking fun. Lots of fun players today. It is walkover time in 5 minutes, so I'll just be keeping an eye on that as well. Let me just restart my StarCraft over here, actually, because it's been open a while. It's lagging a little bit. Then we should just be good to go, go, go. Do. Close all that down. Reopen this. Perfect. Cool. I'd like to catch some of the Zergs, actually. I mean, I like my initial section of the bracket, but if we end up switching over to one of the Zerg matches, would not be upset about that. I think there's a lot of good games to be had over there, so definitely some possibility. Alright, talking about going to be our opening map. Perfect. I'm going to do this TVP to start us off today. And yeah, we'll get that ready to go. Let me just clean my glasses. Make sure we can see the games beautifully. Like I said, it is walkover time in a couple minutes, guys, so there's going to be a little bit of disruption just at the start of me casting here. For us to do the walkovers, but that's pretty typical. That happens every week. Just a heads up that it will happen today. Just if we go quiet in a couple of minutes, if there's a lot of, I mean, sometimes there's no walkovers, sometimes there's no issues at all. That's usually the case, but just in case, I always like to preemptively just say it. I know sometimes I just disappear and don't talk for a little while without any reason, but today, my excuses are already lined up, and I want you all to know it. Alright, we are in-game. Let's cast some StarCraft to you guys. Thanks for joining us early on this WardiTV Monday. Edition 52. If we actually had one of these every single week, this would be kind of the official one-year marker, right? But obviously we have missed a couple of weeks here and there, so in general we're in a pretty good state for the Mondays. But, you know, we missed a couple. There's a couple that are coming up in October that will not be on a Monday as well, guys. I'm away a couple of weekends in October. I'm away Saturday till Monday instead of like Friday till Sunday, so I'll not be home in time. And especially with Monday night weeklies, if I ran it later, it'd just be clashing. So we're going to be moving a couple of the Monday Cups over to a Friday. So just a little heads up on that. If you're here on a Monday in October at some point and I'm not live, it's simply we move the cup because, like I said, I just got a couple. Usually when I go away for a weekend, I'm usually very much so back on a Sunday. But these ones are going to be me returning on a Monday, so a little bit different. A little bit of a tad a difference there as we get ready to rumble. So a little bit of TVP action. What are we expecting? What are we thinking? I'm thinking it's going to be a good day of SC2. I like the lineup today. Lots of players. Yes, last week was a little bit quiet, so good to see it kind of spice up a little bit this time around. I think that's, like I say, a good thing. Let's just see the Proby there already coming by and running through for a little bit of troublemaking. We do have the Reaper coming up as well, so no surprises in the super early stages. Everything for the first few moments here is really going to scripture and kind of just being what it's meant to be. So, yeah, no surprises in the first little bit of time. Factory comes down, ByuN playing a bit of a safer opening by going Rax Factory, getting the factory, getting the units, focusing on that rather than an expansion super quickly. You know, when you're kind of the favorite, and I would say it's fair to say ByuN is a favorite here against a player who is capable of maybe upsetting you a little bit, playing these safer openings, you know, high ground CC potentially, or later CC because you're opening units yourself, it just takes away the possibilities and, you know, ways in which you can actually end up losing out just by, I'm not going to say by accident, it's not really quite what I, you know, mean, but, you know, you're just removing the, you're reducing the variance in your build order, right? I mean, ByuN is one of these guys to cut all of the corners in the world. We see it all the time when he plays against Hero. He's going to be skipping a, you know, SCV scout. He's going to skip straight to the command center. He will cut all the corners in the world. But against someone like Art, he knows fine well that he is meant to be the favorite, and he knows that Art could be a dangerous player. So he just plays much more safer, and like I say, just reducing the variance so that, you know, no matter what, even if he feels like this is not the most optimal build to crack out every game, he feels as though this is going to give him the best chance of winning in this series. So that's the most important thing. So we've seen the Reaper coming through, stalking the sentry. Going to be there. Two Reapers together, going to get their second probe kill of the game already. Does lose one Reaper, unfortunately, when we get to the low ground. If there's two Reapers there, I guess the battery's nearby, so probably not much we could have done. But I thought maybe with the two Reapers there, we might have seen a little bit of something coming through. Twilight Council now building up as well on the other side of the map, so we are going to see that Blink most likely coming online here. To start, the Hallucination providing some scouting info as well, getting in toward the front of the base there. Mine's popping out, Starport building a medevac, we get that on the way, and a couple of Marines going to come along to join us here as well. Just rallying all of those to the front. Medevac will load up and we will go boosting out toward the upper right hand side. So again, we make that journey across, make that attempt, go and put some pressure on, put some damage out here in the early stages. Hallucination, we'll see the medevac and just know about that right away. Medevac ready to drop. Let's see if ByuN can do anything as we do try and fly straight through, aiming for that upper mineral line. First Widow Mine into that probe line, forces the pull away. Second Widow Mine going to head toward the main base, unload here, and force a couple of stalkers to get onto it. So the Widow Mine will take some damage, and then lift up and jump that back into the medevac once again. Hyperflight Rotors on the way through from ByuN, so maybe seeing him actually committing through to some mech stuff. But there's extra barracks behind it, so never mind on that. Just in fact going to be the Banshees, and instead of Cloak, just going to go Hyperflight Rotors. We've seen a couple times Hyperflight Rotor Banshees dealing a ridiculous amount of damage as they just get the opportunity to kind of get in and to get a lot done, and obviously they show up at kind of points where you're not expecting them to still. I love this little Reaper Hellion jump into the natural as well, just looking for the chance to get another probe perhaps. It doesn't happen, but again, the opportunity to just be there and look for that chance is not a bad one. Making use of all of your units, and ByuN as usual trying to get the absolute most out of everything that he builds, including with that initial just extended drop from what it initially was going to be. Hides Banshee number 1, going to get to 2 Banshees, and like I said, with the Hyperflight Rotors, you can outposition the Protoss defense a lot of the time. So as Protoss are getting better and better, making sure, there's going to be, detection available, if they get better and better at that, we're going to be able to take our chance to kind of just bypass that instead. Obviously, you could outrun observers, but you don't need to outrun them in this case. It's just going to be the speed of those Banshees that looks to carry, and they will go via the left side of the map. There's nothing over there to scout them. Obviously, again, without Cloak, there's not going to be the chance to cloak up to avoid a scout as well, so it is important to go right around the edges. Looks like the Reaper Hellion went down as the medevac. Will take a few more shots as well, but is actually getting out there alive. It's a good call to make sure you get this away. And I'm wrong. Man, my calls on medevacs are so wrong lately. Someone, I must have just, I remember what happened actually here, but there was a YouTube comment, and I called a medevac as, oh, that's going to go down, and it just snuck out alive. I remember it happening at the time. I was like, wow, I was wrong on that, but I didn't say anything. And literally, I uploaded this video to YouTube, and someone replied saying, but the Banshee did survive, Wardy. I'm like, man, you know what it is as well? I know exactly which game it is, because I remember this happening. And it's funny, because that comment, it was probably like 3 or 4 weeks ago, but this comment just came through today, and I'm like, now I'm like, this medevac gets away, but it doesn't. Anyways, lovely stuff as the Banshees come through for 10 probes, and now the Marine Tank Force sets up on the front doorstep. Tanks will begin to siege. A few Stalkers there to try and fire a couple sentries. They'll drop the force fields down. The Banshees coming over again into the back for a few more probes as well. And right now, I don't know if Art's really making a good job of dealing with this. Banshees will start to drop here, so that is going to be a couple of kills. As you see, Stimpack and the +1 on the way up as well, bringing that through. So you get Stim and +1 on the way now. There's a couple of extra barracks still coming about. The siege tank actually going to go down on the retreat, so ByuN will lose a couple of units at the very least as we continue down to the bottom left side. Okay, guys, give me 1 second. I just need to tap out for a moment and give someone a walk over. I'm just going to gunfight, go after a few of those Stalkers. So ByuN will turn this away. He does have Stim available to him, by the way, just has not utilized it just yet, so yet to kind of click the button on that. As the Ghost Academy coming up, the Reactor coming by, seeing the Bio Forces still continuing to pour on out, as we just have the Bio Army still stepping into the center of the map and heading toward the upper right-hand side here over the next few moments. Big push from ByuN as it tries to take position in that top area. A couple of the mines end up pulling back. Seeing the Stalkers coming through there. Few Zelts are coming down. A couple of Colossus shots are going to fire as well. Zelts will get picked away at. I mean, the Colossus are going to make this a turnaround, so ByuN's going to have to back out of here. And he's not going to be able to... I mean, is he going to be able to keep fighting? So far, he's actually picking off Stalker after Stalker, so he's getting good trades, despite having to walk into the Colossus. It's a good job of saving that Widow Mine as well. He knew one was going to go down. Obviously knew that both of them together were going to not exactly do much. Gets a few more Zealots as well. To try and chase ByuN, and ByuN just about skipping on out of there without too much further trouble just yet. Still got great economy here for ByuN as well. Equal work count means that with mules he's going to be in a comfortable economic lead. So he's going to continue to really be in just a very solid place right now. Okay, let's move about. Another pylon out in the front. Got the Observer swinging back over the left side. A little scan comes in. The Marines are going to get a quick grab as well. And again, the Viking gathering about. +2 attack upgrade, extended thermal lancel coming by. Additional Zealots and gateways, the Armory and the Engineering Bay. Just a bit of everything still continuing to come up for the moment. Undermine gets Burrowed. Marine sits out the front. The Observer will be right there, just keeping track of everything as well. Seeing that Bioforce walking underneath itself. And it's now going to pull away just a teeny tiny bit. And a group of Vikings over on the left side there going to gather up as well. Get themselves joined together. Factory flying up and out up the left-hand side. And a couple more Stalkers warping in once more. Extended Thermal Lance. +3 attack upgrade. All coming through. That Bio Army already taking some steps forward as well. A couple of Ghosts mixed in there. The rest of the Vikings joining up as well. And the Thermal Lance getting to work. Just going to see the Zell going in after the Marine. Few more Zells still poised out on the left-hand side. +1 armor upgrade. Ship weapons coming up. We will see the Bio Viking Ghosts gathering together as well. Over on this side, we are going to be seeing the Zelds charging through. Going to get in after a bunch of the SCVs here. It's going to be some good damage dealt as a couple of Zelds begin to go down. It's going to be a cleanup. So 8 SCVs falling. It's actually not a bad little run by. We get in, we get a good bit of damage done. Not a bad start. Very nicely handled as we just see the 5 additional Stalkers coming up. Prism and the +3 attack upgrade. The next step of this as well. I mean, loving those attack upgrades. ByuN, he kind of slow on upgrades himself. Was obviously only on a single engineering bay for a while, hence the speed of the +2 attack to the lateness of the +2 armor. Obviously, it's still 2 upgrades overall versus 2 upgrades overall. It's just there's going to be a period where maybe you're +3 against just +1 armor. Maybe there's some potential there. Maybe that's not going to matter because this fight just breaks out. The Vikings get straight in after the Colossus. So they're going to go big for at the moment. The Disruptor's forced us to kind of dodge back for a little bit. A couple of Vikings left. The Disruptor's now obviously all in trouble as well. The Ghost count's still phenomenal. And we still have some EMPs available, so fresh warp-ins as Zealots may not be kind of sitting around for too long. And ByuN takes a convincing fight to take him into an advantage here. And he's obviously looking as though he might want to try and keep pushing this forward now. Zealot Stalker will charge on through. A couple of those Zealots going down. A few additional Zealots warping in. The Stalker's still gathering up. The 2-2 coming up on both sides right now, just having the army chasing forward. The Medivacs still trying to retreat on out of there. So seeing those Medivacs going down, a couple of Zealots will get chipped away at. And 2 more Colossus and the Dark Templar still building as we get back on track with that one. So just getting ourselves a few more units produced, a couple more units warping in right there too. This Bio Army is back to attacking at the front. A couple of Zealots immediately going to start going down, damage being dealt. EMPs go down, a couple of Disruptor shots will land shy of their mark as we step on forward, and these Zealots just keep on melting. Now the Stalker's in trouble as well, and this is just ByuN. He won that previous fight, and he's obviously been able to keep on pushing through from there, and is now looking to be in very good position as he shoves his way right on up. There's a couple Colossus that just arrived as reinforcements, and ByuN loses a couple of SCVs back at home. But the moral of the story here is that the Stalker count is gone, reduced, and removed. And the Bioforce continues to just go play for play into everything over here. Max is going down as well. Medevac is going to load up. They're going to peel away toward the main base. Take that chance to dive in on this position as well. Force Field is just going to drop straight into place there. The Disruptors hitting a couple of the Ghosts already, so some damage coming through. Bio Army still going after those Colossus and now Stalkers. The Zealots come charging through. Bio gets cleaned up, but then there's a swing on the top left side. That's where ByuN is already striking the next position, so the 4th base, what's currently standing, is going to go down. I guess this was originally the 5th. We actually recall the Colossus and 2 Disruptors into position, but there's a Liberator here that's going to help a lot. The Bio is doing well too. Difficult to really say that Art is going to scramble this one into his favor, and ByuN will indeed get the opening game of the day with a 1-0 lead on the board for himself in WardiTV Mondays 52. Alright, 52nd Monday Cup starts with a Terran map win. Game 2 coming up in a few moments. A lot of round of 16 matches already getting underway actually, so a lot of that round of 16 starting to look good. Like I say, we'll keep our eyes on some of those round of 8s that look pretty juicy as well, and see what we end up getting into today. Lovely. Alright, I just need to do some admin quickly, guys. Perfect. Work a couple things out there. Try and get people's next rounds moving along as we ready up for game number 2 of this best of 3. Again, everything best of 3 up until the finals today. That will be a best of 5, as per usual for the weekly cup. No surprises. Just a reminder. In the top left-hand side, 1-0 lead. Yeah, I would say fairly comfortable. Like, there wasn't a moment where I felt like he was in trouble. I also feel like he probably would have liked it to have been a little bit easier for himself as well. It is ByuN in the upper left-hand side of the map. Our red Terran player taking on the blue Protoss in the bottom right side, Art. And this is the Russian player Art, not the Polish player Art. They capitalize their names differently. That's how we tell. Sounds silly, but that is truly how it works. Couple probes getting mining away. Comfortable start just now. Just going to see the probie heading to the upper left-hand side here as well. Barracks Refinery, SCV continue to come up Gateway. The probe pulling by as well. And a little cheeky over here. We're going to drop a depot down. Orbital and the Reaper still coming through. Cybercore and the probe still coming up. SCV's going for that little poke. The probe taking damage. Just going to get the factory still coming online. Reaper now coming to the bottom right hand side, so it's just going to take the chance. There's the Stalker in the Warp Gate. Just gathering up. The Reaper going to be right there. And we'll see the Nexus coming up on that natural. Battery going to get into place as well, so we get that set. I just see where things might take as command center building up as well. The Reaper comes around the back, going to go in after a couple of probes. One probe going down. Just going to be seeing the Stalker there, chasing the Reaper for a couple of moments too. Just about getting pushed back. Twilight Council is about to finish. Starport building from ByuN is going to finish in a moment or two. Again, the couple of Marines on the way out. The Widow Mine in production. Just waiting for the Widow Mine drop basically is going to be the main thing here from ByuN early to put some pressure on, get some damage done. Look to make something happen sooner rather than later. It's going to be what is the triple mine drop, loading up and again heading down that bottom right hand side. So triple mines on the way over. Hallucination. Medevac takes a few shots. Stalker and Sentry gun underneath because of hallucination. Track this across the map. The problem is if you don't kill this Medevac with that, then you obviously let the Medevac kind of get in with less units in position to deal with these mines. Bang, bang, and bang. 3 workers go down. That's a mine per Widow, a worker per Widow Mine. The Medevac dies as well. It's one of those scenarios where I feel like both players are somewhat okay with it. Like for ByuN, this is kind of like the minimum you want to get. Anything more would be nice. Anything less would be kind of eh. It's not great that the medevac doesn't live to kind of stick around and be annoying after. So that's why it's kind of like I say, it's very neutral on both sides. Like Art also feels as though maybe he could have made it less probes per mine loss. Maybe get a trick to kind of dodge one or two of those. But he doesn't have to deal with the medevac again because he cleaned that up too, right? So like I say, there's a very middling position right now. And Sinister, thank you so much for the 13-month resub as well. Appreciate it. Thank you very much indeed. As our Nexus goes down on the third base, we get that ready. Charge gates and Robo coming up. Nexus is about halfway done. +1 attack upgrades. Building on the Forge. It's Stimpack and +1 on the side of our bio player, so getting those upgrades ready for the next phase of the game. ByuN is likely to get comfortable and get ready to start putting some pressure out in the future. Here's to many more years of SC2 to sub 4. Hell yeah, hopefully. Hopefully. We'll keep doing it if people keep supporting it, so that's our plan. Stalker stepping back over. We do have the +1 on the charge still coming in. Just having our upgrades all building through. Game takes a few moments to settle down. Obviously no kind of future harassment in this game like we had with the Banshees in game number 1, so it is just straight into full bio power now with Stimpack, Combat Shield, and the +1 attack upgrade all building into play. So just bringing all of that straight up and running right now. That Robo Bear is the choice again. I mean, we're going to start seeing a very similar mid-game play out here between ByuN and Art if I had to make a guess, so probably expecting that to look pretty similar. Biotank comes back toward the center, just stepping over, coming into position. Combat Shield about to finish, concussive shells on the way. Let's see this little auto turret harassment going not too much, only 2 kills on the Raven is nothing too crazy. Just gonna drop another scan down. +2 thermal lance, again a bit of everything coming up. Just gonna have ourselves the armor upgrade coming about. Ghost Academy building in the back of that natural. The Stalkers will take the chance to step forward here as well. A little bit of bio trying to fight through. The Stalker coming over. Big stim as we do see the Zealot charge in. The force field kind of chokes the Zealots up, but it might do very well. And the tanks also absorb some of the Zealot shots initially, giving the bio chance to just work your way through them. What's going to be there? Stalker still taking damage, but also just stand into this fight. I mean, ByuN is not in full retreat mode. I mean, first it felt like Art disengaged, then it felt like ByuN was okay to run back. This fight extends outward. I mean, I like it now for ByuN as he gets the chance to throw more Marauders onto Stalkers. You kill every single Stalker here and you're happy with this because, well, at the end of the day, you've just got a lot of firepower and it's very expensive to replace Stalkers. Because you get rid of the Stalkers, the Colossus becomes exposed as well, so that goes down too. That's going to be another pick-off. Another nice catch for the moment as ByuN puts himself into, let's say, a pretty darn good position, right? 101 to 81 supply. He got rid of all of the tech units there. And it doesn't just mean Colossus, but the Stalkers too. Like I said, they are not cheap replacements. And so now if you actually get Vikings up, there's going to have to be Stalkers made, but that's going to eat into everything else the Protoss would like to rebuild here. There's just a lot of things that are going to push you off into a weird direction at this point. So going to feel a little bit tough as the 3rd Orbital Command sits in position, and we will move our army down the right-hand side, looking to push onto that 3rd base sooner rather than later. Boss is already taking a couple shots of damage. The Zealots are going to get jumped on here. Pull back a little bit further. Boss is coming through as well. sorry. Fucking fly yesterday is back again, I swear. It's just trying to bait me and trying to attack it, but it's too fast. Colossus is going to get chased away. I mean, again, ByuN just seemingly having enough to keep the pushes going. And like I say, every time you're knocking down Stalkers, it feels so good for you here as the Terran. In this case, there's another Colossus ready, but I mean, you killed a Colossus, there's another one ready. Cool, you're only ever fighting one Colossus at a time, so that splash damage is never adding up and getting into a much more comfortable position or anything of the sort. So you're feeling way better about this right now. As you do see Stalker regathering here over the next few moments. Marauder Medevac gathering the armory on the way. Disruptor Mortal building through. We are going to see some Stalker Colossus making its way out towards the center of the map. And Zealots over here going to get caught as well. Just going to go picking those off. Mules dropping down into place. A handful of SCVs getting picked off. Also, the Bio Army still collecting together. And 2-2 upgrades are going to be joined by that ship weapon upgrade, and the Ghosts, and the Marauders, and Missile Turrets, and a Sense Tower, and just the production tab in general looking very good here for our Terran player who is comfortably moving into future phases of the game. Art's also going to get Disruptors out though, so has another kind of range of splash damage available. We'll be looking toward that as a way for him to kind of play here. We saw them get up in the last game, and obviously ByuN handled it well with one tremendous fight. But it does give you the chance, like I say, the army is moving in the right direction despite having been reset a couple of times over. Despite all the pressure Art has faced, he's honestly done very well for himself. I'm impressed by his position. I really thought it was going to be a much worse scenario by now than what it actually is. So, yeah, I like that a lot. As you just see, the Disruptor Shot's going to be used to zone there a little bit. Just trying to push back the other way for a few moments. Now all the other Bio gathering back up together as well. Anti-armor missile even going to strike there and try and get a little bit more done. Disruptor Shot landing in towards the army. That Disruptor Shot looked dangerous, but it doesn't go off. We actually somehow managed to target that one down and stop that from doing much of anything. Very nicely done as the Colossus count goes down again. It's mostly Disruptors we're scared of now. Those Disruptors can absolutely, obviously, ruin your day, so doing what we can to stop that from happening. Just for the moment. Vikings and Raven all gathering up. A little bit of a stem forward. A couple of the Zealots begin to go down. Disruptor Shot again straight in toward a bunch of that Bio as well. And a couple of Disruptor Shots just coming straight by. And the Bio again is going to be pulling back as the Zealots look to charge on forward there. Zealot, Stalker, Disruptor, a little bit of everything coming through and looking for some damage. Chasing, but again, I mean, how far can we get? My problem now is that this army of Art is much worse than it's ever been. But this army of the Terrans also very low HP, low energy medevacs as well, so there's not a lot of healing available right now. And have we just done enough to push through? I want to believe that ByuN's got some reinforcements that are maybe going to save his day a little bit, but he needs something special right now. He needs everything to fight together as well. To pick up, make sure that nothing goes down to the Disruptor, which is kind of what you need right now. SCVs are pulled in to try and fight off the Zealots. There's a 4-base situation. There's Vikings over on the bottom left-hand side that are currently being harassed by Zealots as they try and get rid of this Nexus. The Vikings will win this fight for the moment, at least. And ByuN is going to still maintain position on this map, it would seem, as the army regathers once more from Art. He's had to go through multiple phases of this army. Now he's just in build Disruptors and hope it's enough kind of phase. But honestly, like, you know, he's not too far from being stable enough to maybe go back into Colossus even. So we just have to see if he can kind of handle this chunk of Bio that moves toward him right now. Stimming straight into this Nexus, straight into this battery. The Zealots are going to come charging through. We're going to see a good EMP going down. First Disruptor goes down without doing anything. Second Disruptor is beautifully dodged, not a single connection. Third Disruptor does land for 3 Marauders and a Marine. Obviously the Marauders don't die, they just go low. This softens them up though, but I mean, that's all your Disruptors used, and now you just fight this as ByuN. Or not, you backed away. He had EMPs available. He could have made a lot of this army softer to engage into as well. Decided to just turn tail and run instead. Now the Disruptor attacked forward too far. It's a mistake. He had no reason to have the Disruptor chasing in when it's on cooldown like that. going to be seeing the Bio coming about, chasing after the Zealots. We're going to see a few more of those Zealots going down still, as you just have Immortal going to get caught, going to get that grabbed, pick that off. Stalker still getting jumped on. And we're just going to see 10 SCVs going down, so the counter-attacking of Art continues and does very well to at least put some damage on ByuN and to keep ByuN's economy a little bit lower than he wants it to be. ByuN is more than doubling the army supply, though, and that's the concern, is if this army of ByuN just comes across to the other side of the map now and reinforces and just goes, is that going to be too much? There's a lot of units that have already stimmed here, and as they run to the bottom left base to try and get a denial, but A, going to recall there, and B, they're not healthy, these units, so not sure how to feel about this. They've essentially just ran in on their own accord, has to split into the army as well to try and dodge that disruptor, and that was just a good recall, good identification from R that ByuN was heading to this bottom left corner. And now he loses the disruptors. He's just been a little messy with the disruptors, no? He's constantly, like, he's getting some okay shots with them, and he's doing okay at points with them, but then he's constantly letting them kind of wander into Terran units without, you know, when they've already fired. Like, there's no need for the disruptors to be taking a forward step there. They're not getting in range to fire or anything like that. And it just means that those disruptors are guaranteed to go down because they're always a priority from ByuN. And if you're losing your disruptors every time, you just never get to that super dangerous amount where the Terran feels a little bit lost trying to attack in. Those are some force fields to keep the Terran in here, but I don't think ByuN, you know, really wants to move away anyway, so I think he's kind of okay with that right now. We're just going to be seeing the Bioforce continue to push down, and that is going to be this Nexus finally taken out as well. It's been a big effort to get this Nexus in the bottom left. ByuN will claim it. There's other bases on the map, so Art, you know, has elsewhere to mine from, but it's more than just the mine. Again, it's the army he lost trying to defend this position, trying to stop ByuN from pushing into this location. In the end, that's just been a little bit too expensive. Now the Bio coming through, Probe's in trouble, and I think we can truly see GG called, and ByuN is going to take it 2-0. Good games from Russian Protoss. Nice to see him kind of showing up. I don't think he plays very often in these events, but good to see him showing up and giving it a go. Today was just not meant to be his day, and I mean, rough first round opponent as well in ByuN is always going to make that a difficulty as well. So ByuN advances on through. Actually, the last round of 16 matches start. Usually we're on the first round of 16 matches start, but today we're on the last, which will be ByuN versus Hero. So a little bit of a step up in opposition for ByuN as he'll hop over to the Korean server and battle Hero today. Again, seeds are randomized apart from last week's top 4 players from the Monday Cup. They get seeded into the top 4. This week it was only MaxPax and Hero that signed up that were top 4 from last week, so they get seeds 1 and 2. Everyone else in this bracket is randomized, with the one exception of that if you're not a pro player, you get dragged towards the bottom. So it's not like we have a bunch of non-pros at seeds like 3 through 5 or something. But all the pros or anyone who is competitive at the pro level, even if they're not necessarily kind of, you know, completely pro or whatever, they all get to kind of just be randomized, which means that anyone can really face anyone. And unfortunately for ByuN, it's a matchup against Hero that awaits him in this next round. So we'll get that round of 16 set up in a few moments' time. Alright, we'll jump into ByuN Hero as soon as they are set to party. We will join them, and we can go. And thanks for joining us, guys. Welcome today. Good to see you all. What's up, Voxy? Thank you for the kind words. Apparently, Hearthstone MaxPax 1-1 as well. Exciting stuff. Yeah, lots going on. Obviously, loads of matches ongoing. There are multiple streams taking place. If you want to catch up with everything that's happening, the Cranky Ducklings are currently live. They are covering Rogue versus Geralt. Rex is streaming today. He's covering Rogue Geralt as well. And Coca is also on Rogue Geralt. Everyone else that's streaming is on Rogue Geralt. Obviously, Hearthstone, his own point of view, will be his match. But yeah, a lot of Rogue Geralt casting going on in today's bracket. Classic is the first round of 8 as well. 2-0 Nightmare to advance into the round of 8. So Classic RSL champ coming in and again looking dominant in the online competition. He has a pretty PvP hefty section of the bracket depending on who advances. He might play a Rogue round of 8, which would be interesting. But there's also, if he gets there, maybe a PvP round of 4. There's also, if Shinna's on a run, he may play a PvZ throughout from now. Yeah, it's actually got a fun section of the bracket. Could change a lot depending on what happens there, so things for us to watch on as we take a few moments. We're just waiting for ByuN and Hero. They typically veto pretty quickly, so I'm not going to think this is going to take too long. We can get ByuN Hero underway for our second series of the day. Some round of 16 action for us. And we'll just see where the bracket is at when we come out of this round of 16. Obviously, if there's a specific round of 8 we can catch and it's not started, we can jump into it. But obviously, we are going into one of the latest starting round of 16s. If this is a decent amount of time, most of the other round of 16s might be done already by the time this one finishes. So, just something else for us to watch for here. So, yeah, I'm just talking and yapping, waiting for us to get this PvP ready to go. And I was doing YouTube VODs earlier because obviously we've got a bunch of, a bunch of stuff coming up and I'm going away. So I was getting my YouTube videos ready for while I'm away. And, well, it was, I was just like, man, there's like 8 TVPs in a row for the YouTube channel. I'm just like, well, it was the Summer Championship and all the Zergs lost. I'm like, well, what am I meant to do, man? What are we meant to do? He's off barking again. She's having a wild day. She's having a wild day. Alright, we are in the lobby for ByuN versus Hero. We kick off into this one, and it's Persephone to start us off. Beautiful. Taking us into action. Alright, in the top left-hand side, we are going to have ourselves the red Protoss player. This is going to be Hero. And he's taken on, in the orange, for a red and orange matchup, it is going to be ByuN, our Terran. Alrighty, game number 1 of this best of 3. To kick off and see what ByuN and Hero have in store for us. Persephone obviously has our map. And our first round of 16 match of the day. We got a couple of SCVs producing on through, getting those up and running right now. The barracks and the gas coming about, gateway coming up as well. Get settled for a few moments. Couple of SCVs. Nibble after a probe, just going to go chasing in there for a few moments. Why are Hero and ByuN playing this early in the bracket? The players requested a while back that we change the seeding system. And so the TLDR is that nobody really gets seeded anymore. So the players that placed top 4 last week get seeded into the top 4 game. But all other players are just randomized. With the intention of basically making it so that each week we have different matchups. Because if, say, a similar amount of people sign up each week, you almost always get Hero or MaxPax as Seed 1 taking on like a Nicorak at Seed 16. You know? And for someone like Nicorak, that can be very boring because every single week you show up, you're Seed 15 or 16 and you're always playing one of the top 3 players. It's not great. And honestly, it's been great since we've changed this because it helps us to spice it up. It sometimes gives us some really cool matches early on. I think in a world where there's a lot of consistency in StarCraft 2, having a little bit more of a fresher seed every now and again and being able to kind of do things a little bit differently is actually a really nice little bonus. So yeah, we just basically randomized the seeding for these open cups. I mean, to be fair, Hero and ByuN used to meet a lot in like the round of 8 of this event, I guess, rather than the round of 16, so it's a 1 round difference. If I was seeding ByuN today, he probably would have been about 8, I guess. So you've got Hero, MaxPax Classic. Definitely up in the top 3. Yeah, maybe ByuN could be like... It depends how well ByuN's been playing lately. But this is the thing as well, is like, I have no proper way to seed people anyways. I always seed to people based off vibes. I kind of like just, this kind of makes sense too. This obviously solves 2 problems. It makes it so I don't have to think about how to seed people. then it makes it so that it does shift things up. And if you want a better seed, I mean, let's face it, you know, if you win every week, you are typically going to end up with still, you know, typically an easier path unless the best players don't sign up. Like, for example, when Clem next plays, he'll be a random seed, right? So that may screw someone's life and make their day miserable. But in general, like, you know, Hero and MaxPax both played last week. They will now avoid each other until at least top 4 because they both made top 4 last week, right? So I think it's actually a good amount of seeding. They had the same issue back in the ESL Cups when a lot of people would play the same people pretty much every single week because the seeding was the exact same. And then eventually they did a little bit of randomizing, but they still just randomized like which order it would be in, so it didn't really fix like who you were playing as much as just who you played on which week, which was already kind of happening, so... Stalker's in a position, Medevac getting pushed away. Banshee tank and the Marines all coming out, so ByuN getting a good few units up. Hallucination will go down. The Nexus, Gateway, and Robo Facility all building about. The thing coming in line. And just get settled here for a few moments. Wouldn't mind getting shot at. Taken down already. Are the players allowed to pick whichever color they want? I mean, there's no rule about it. Obviously, I would rather they weren't playing red and orange. Typically, they end up red and blue. But I just didn't notice when they hosted up the game, to be honest. So it's something I don't really look for when we're outside of a mirror match as well, because in a mirror match is obviously a lot more difficult if they're similar colors. Outside of one, it's not great, but it's not the end of the world as much, you know. So I think ByuN's just orange because he was playing the team games the other day or last week, and so it wouldn't surprise me if he was setting himself as orange for the team games, and it's still just carrying over as his kind of preferred color in the lobbies for a little while. So maybe just hasn't played anything else to reset it for, at least on this account, perhaps. Charging Immortal coming up, the Stim and the +1 attack upgrade coming online. We get a few Marines coming about, the Siege Tank on the way as well. Probes already going down. 5 workers going to drop. We do see a couple of Stalkers getting caught at the front. Oh my goodness, a bunch of Stalkers going down. Whole ton of damage done right there, as our other Stalkers will gather up, looking to play a bit of defense toward the main base. Those Banshees going to sit between mineral lines. The Observer going to sit right on it, and we just have Command Center, Marines, Stimpack, and +1 all building through. So we get a lot of that building into place right now. Tank is going to siege, the Marines all gather together. A couple more gateways coming down into place as well, so just going to get those put in position. For the moment, 5 extra gates building, charge on the way. Those Marines gather up just on the ramp between the natural and the third base as well, so keeping those all joined together too. As those couple of medevacs will continue through, in the next couple of moments we'll have those ready, popping out and be able to be a bit more active out on the map. In the game, well, obviously we've had a little bit of that trading early. We've lost a tank, we've lost 11 probes, a bunch of Stalkers died. There's been a lot going on here on Persephone. And we're getting to settle into mid-game now. I actually feel like ByuN is not going to feel too terrible about things just yet. It's a very negative way of viewing it, but that is oftentimes how things go in TVP lately. It's like, well, how bad is it for the Terrans? It's okay. You have the PTR tournament tomorrow, then we can talk about how bad it's going to be for the Protoss in every game. Right, guys? Ha ha ha. Combat shield, concussive shells all coming up. We get a couple Widow Mines on the way out of Medevac on. This Prism heads down toward the main base over the next few moments. So into the main it goes. And that's going to be a problem that ByuN has to come back and deal with. So he has to pull on over here. Handle that right away. And we just have ourselves a couple of SCVs. I'm going to be pulling back. There's a lot of lost mine time, even if we don't lose too many workers. There was no additional warp in from Hero. Obviously, there is a world where you kind of come in and you warp in an extra 8 zealots or so, but that's probably safe for later when ByuN is more likely to be out on the map. Knocks these rocks down already. just gonna, that's these rocks here. It just minimizes the surround that can happen on his army. So if the pros attacked in from here, it's much harder for the pros to then attack in from here and here at the same time. Similar vibe for him though, like if he chases the pros away, he can't make a flanking move up or down this ramp anymore, so it does work in two directions. As this Prism was just going scouting at the front, eats a Widowmine shot to take it down at 20 health. And that's not exactly ideal either, as the couple of Marines and Medivacs join up out the front and collect together. Storm on the way, +1 attack upgrade on the way. We get that Immortal about to finish. Full bundle of Zealots on the top of the map will gather as well. And the Prism just retreating away into the top right, where it looks as though we're going to swap out Zealots for High Templar. That's an upgrade in terms of cargo, but a lot of pressure on this Prism then. Do not fly into another Widowmine with those High Templar inside. You want to protect these guys. You want to be able to drop them off Storm and then pick back up instantly without losing them. So a note there as the Stalker will clean up the Scouting Marine, and the army of Hero in general is just moving across the map. That is a lot of Zealots. In fact, it's almost purely Zealots, and at the back end you have a couple of Mortals, a couple more High Templar, but very Zealot heavy right now. That's why his supply is so high, I imagine, because there's actually a lot of kind of cheaper units here. Oh, what a great first EMP, by the way. Viking gets rid of the Prism too. Oh, the ghosts on the left side get caught, though. This was actually a really good start to the fight from ByuN. And the extra High Templar coming in very late. Again, those two ghosts that were far forward on that left side just getting caught. If he could have saved those to EMP now, I actually think it would have liked this a lot for ByuN. And it's already being decent for him. The Storm is just making it a bit tricky at the moment. Can he break through this, though? Storms on the top side. More Storms available. Coming in almost endlessly. SCV's going to pull through. There's a big Storm on the bottom side there. Actually gets a chunk of the SCVs in that mineral line. ByuN comes in from the top side, though, to flank through and to kill everything. So those units do collapse on this, and everything will fall. Hero gets wiped out, but it costs ByuN 24 SCVs. The economy loss is insane. But there's not really a lot of tech available for Hero. He warps in a High Templar, energy overcharges it, seems to get straight to energy to Storm. But that and one Immortal is going to be combined with these Zealots, and I mean, Hero out on the map with these Zealots already getting caught. I don't even think he should be out on the map with these Zealots, because he's asking for the same sort of trouble, but he's going to end up in a fight he can't really win. Fire Force regathers, a couple of Medivacs are there, obviously Ghost getting some energy back and rebuilt as well. As they come straight across the map, the Zealots actually do dart to the bottom side. So they're going to get to the third base here. There's no defense here. There's no mine mixed in or anything. It's just going to be a few units stimming across. ByuN, what are we going to do? Comes around the right. We'll see maybe the pylon there, but not any gold base. Again, 4 SCVs, 5 SCVs, 7 SCVs going down. Just economy being lost. ByuN's economy is not in a good place, and because of the cannons here, it's tough for him to push in as well. So I actually think ByuN just ends up not being able to do anything pushing out onto the map after that previous attack of Hero. Despite the cleanup looking good, like I say, it was still expensive because you gave up so many SCVs to make it happen. Made that such a difficult occurrence. So it's been charging through again. Couple of Marauders already being caught. I will have to run in from the right-hand side, trying to push that back also. The Zealot's already going down, and ByuN doing its absolute best to keep chasing. Here we're back with the Prism. Reload the High Templar up into that and try and get them back in some good positions again now. Things like Colossus build, the Thermal Lens, the 2-2. Again, a little bit of everything just on the way up right now. Zelda Mortal gathering. The Prism is there. Big push down the left side. Bioforce going to stem through. Big EMPs landing on a lot of Zealots. The Immortals pushing forward as well. High Templar looking for the Storms. ByuN moves out of the Storms pretty quickly. And pulling back against the Storms there is quite nice as well, because it means the Zealots kind of run into the Storms. This is the EMP on the High Templar in the background. Does get through. That High Templar will fall. Just going to see this Prism does go down. So Prism will drop. Flandry Fortress survives. Another 7 SCVs going down. I mean, this is a game where ByuN continues to lose SCVs throughout, but this is another massive cleanup on the army of Hero. And you can see it in the supply. ByuN 89 to 50 army supply, and that's after Hero's already warped in and added 2 Colossus back on. So big supply swing in favor of ByuN, who does start to step out toward the top side of the map and looks for a push toward his opponent's bases. And the question is there enough to defend here? They may just be, man. Like, there's 2 Colossus already out. You have a few Vikings though, and Hero says he doesn't want to fight it, so he's going to pull back and let this base go down, retreating back to being a 4-base Protoss player against the 4-base Terran. If nothing else in this game, ByuN is definitely going to have a good shot economy-wise, because usually the Protoss is going to 5, 6 bases and having so much rebuild potential. That is what ByuN is disallowing to happen here with these counters and with these shoves, taking advantage of the fights which he wins defensively. Stalker's blinking after Medivacs, invites the Marauders to chase them down. And again, Stalker's not something you want to lose right now. As I said in the previous series, Stalkers are expensive, and replacing Stalkers is a necessity because you need to fight off the Vikings to protect your Colossus. But you also don't want to kind of, have to replace the Stalkers. You kind of just want to have a Stalker count and let that be. So yeah, expensive units to lose a couple of, especially when you didn't get the Medivacs you were initially blinking after him. ByuN runs across and he cuts off the Zealots, so no retreat for them. Couple will get away, but that is not bad at all things considered. The High Templar was lingering, looking for a storm if this army chased, but it didn't chase far enough. Zealot's still going down, the Bio army splitting apart, the Vikings gathering in the center as well. A High Templar looking to see what it can do, a feedback onto a Ghost, make it 2. It's going to see the Stalkers jumping forward, going in after the Medivac. Storm's going down all over the place. Our Bio continues to chase another nice Storm. The Bio continues to sit there comfortably and trying to push on in. Vikings are just going to town, as we are going to be seeing these Vikings getting after a bunch of the Colossus. Stalker's going to go after the Vikings as well. Continue to chase, continue to fight. Couple of Medivacs, the Marine Marauder Ghost all coming about. The +3 attack upgrade coming through from ByuN as well. So all of that coming online with 4 additional Liberators building also. This is a point in this game where obviously Hero is still trying to recover. What's very interesting is what he's working with as well. Colossus and only a couple of High Templars, so not even that big on like a whole ton of storms or anything. Hero prepping for the patch, huh? I mean, we're at a point as well where like warping in a bunch of High Templar, maybe he feels though ByuN's got a better answer to that than usual because he's got a lot of ghosts, he's got a lot of bulk in the army. Healing Shrine is going to bring a Colossus back up to 1 HP. May as well make use of it if you've got no reason not to be stood there. Viking count is high as well, remember, so good amount of Vikings available so far. Oh, ByuN just runs into this. Good EMPs. He's going to get a jump on the Colossus. The High Templar got taken out immediately, so the EMP was just fantastic. Completely denies the Stormers, and ByuN is going to chase after the Colossus. I'm just going to be seeing the Bio continue to hunt down those Stalkers as well. I mean, it's not been perfect for ByuN. He did a little bit of a storm. Nice, a little giant juke into the prism from that High Templar. I can't believe he didn't get after that. Colossus. That was super low. Really felt like that was going to be the target as he chased that, but just couldn't quite close the distance on it to get the grab. Would have been lovely to obviously just deny that and to put us into a stronger spot there as the Ghosts turn around from those Stalkers and EMP going down. Stalkers return the other way. We're going to siege up toward the mineral line, getting after some probies. A few probes already beginning to go down. Big Bio push on the right side as we do just try and lead in with the Ghost. The Liberator is putting in work as well, so there's a lot of probes going down. Hero is collapsing a little bit. I like the Prism because he needs to do something to stop ByuN from controlling the map. And a Prism like this can pull ByuN all the way back home potentially. But not if the Vikings get on it and the reinforcements are plenty. Okay, great defense from ByuN. The Prism does nothing at all. And like I said, I felt like Hero needed this to create a little bit of a break for him. Instead, not going to happen on this one. Bio still gathering back together. A few more Vikings, Marines, Marauders all coming out. Stalkers will step their way down to the bottom. Bio steps in. A couple Stalkers down immediately. We're going to actually lose a bunch of Stalkers. Wow, great connections. Storm coming down onto a couple of Marauders as well. Just going to be hitting right now. Stalker still gathering. Bio back to the left-hand side. Ready for a push-up onto this Nexus. So, just going to relocate. 132 to 82 army supply. If ByuN can find a decent enough fight here, this is going to be done. The Vikings are sitting in the storm, but they don't have many Colossus to get through, so they go down. Vikings might even want to land to help out. EMP hits the High Templar there. Not sure if we're going to have enough energy to storm still. Nope, drops the feedback. So that means we do not have any Stormy Boys right now unless there's an energy overcharge coming in to save the day, but I don't think we're going to get much of a chance. Sentries are being built. That's always a sign of desperation as we force field to try and buy time. When your ByuN is on top of your base, that feels like a very desperate move, and ByuN is going to wrestle a 19-minute game into his favor from Hero, and just played very well with a lot of very good continuous engagements, right? There wasn't just one fight that ByuN won. He won a lot of fights over an extended period of time and put himself in a good position to keep on playing into the later stages of the game, and is eventually able to come out with a map win, and hence a lead in this BO3 in the round of 16. Percival 2-1 Young Yakov is going to be up in the round of 8 against the winner of this series. Nikorak beat Creator. He's going to play Shameless or Lambo. MaxPax is playing Mana. MaxPax beat Harstem. Mana beat Shin. Rogue did beat Geralt as he takes on Classic in the round of 8 as well. So all of that going on, all of that happening, guys, to keep you updated across the WardiTV Monday. That's what our bracket glance looks like, as we'll take a shot to jump into Maganatha. But game number 2, Hero, down a map, ByuN leading. And a big map in Maganatha for this game number 2 now. Of the best of 3. In the top left-hand side, we're going to be down a game with the red Protoss player Hero. Taking on the orange Terran in the bottom right-hand corner, we have got ourselves a ByuN. Game 2 of our series. Let's just get some racks, a couple of gas, building up for the moment. The simulator in the gateway building also, so we get that underway. And we just have ourselves a few moments of establishment here in Maganatha. So we just settle down, take a moment. Cybercore coming in, the reactor building up. Factory drops down in the main base as well. It's just going to get barracks and factory both coming through, establishing ourselves here. What's up, Hendra said, how you doing? Thank you so much for the 22-month resub on the Prime. Thank you for continuing to sub it up. Prime is up right here. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. All those 2 Reapers building, the factory is about to complete, so we'll get that finished. Reapers and the Hellion on the way out, so it's going to be a little bit of early harassment from ByuN, right? You don't make 2 Reapers early in the game without getting onto the map and looking to get a little bit of something happening, so we'll follow these around. With the Hellion on the way, that's a good support, but it's not going to be more Reapers. It's just going to be the 2 and the Hellion, and it looks like Marines and a Tech Lab to tech us into the next phase of this game on the follow-up. Twilight Council about halfway done. So we still move around on the left-hand side. Again, Gateway coming up, Twilight building. Getting settled into play currently. Is going to shoot through. A couple of the probes already taking some damage. I mean, this is kind of nice, right? 2 workers going down. Big probe pull as well. Gets 3rd worker. Hellion in the natural. Going to be good for a 4th worker killer this game early on. And that's going to be some really fantastic value right off the bat here. So 4 workers going down. Not bad at all. Next is coming about the robo facility coming through. There's the Cyclone taking a step forward as well. And the Cyclone's going to take the step. Medevac is going to come boosting. Siege Tank is there to take the chance to go toward the upper left-hand side. The hallucination coming over, trying to see what we can do. Logan coming out, the Banshee and the tank gathering together. We will see the few Marines, the Cyclone coming about. The Nexus taking a couple of shots. Cyclone locking onto the Stalker. And this push already from ByuN looking good. This just off the back of a few workers going down early. A little bit of advantage early on. And again, hitting that Nexus and getting some damage dealt here just for the early stages. Nexus is dropping. We are going to be seeing it taken out, and that's going to fall. Hero just goes to rebuild on the right side. It's rare you see Hero without enough stuff to even attempt to clean up. Like, the fact he's not even chasing down units, like, effectively at the end of this really tells you that he suffered early in this game. Rough time as the Cyclone still locked on, gets another Stalker. So Hero even losing units as he tries to chase. This has kind of kept ByuN over here in position as the Stalkers fight. They want that siege tank, but they're not going to get it. Low HP, I mean, you just send this tank home. If you've got nothing to repair here, surely we just send it home. Or we take it as the back siege tank. Oh, Hero supply blocked as well. Oh, God. The robo facility's not going to get anything out at all because he's supply blocked. Hero is losing this game very swiftly right now as the battery tries to heal the robo facility. Does not do enough. We blink through. We're going to get the siege tanks, but at a major cost. That cost is pretty much every single Stalker. One Stalker left alive. Two new ones just warped in. The sentry goes down as well. Marines are still available. We didn't actually lose too many probes despite the probe pull in. We will lose probes now as the Banshee will get busy on them with the Marines still keeping the Stalkers busy. And yeah, the Stalkers blink across to go after the Banshee, but man, more probes are going down. And ByuN is storming his way through this round of 16. Hero might be out to an early exit. He was fast catching Clem for the most WardiTV Monday Cups won, and obviously Clem's not going to be taking an extra win on his side today because he's not in the tournament today. But Hero will not catch up today either if this game plays out like this, because he is on his way out in the round of 16. One of the few times we will see an exit from Hero at this stage of the event. ByuN looking to make a TVT round of 8 because he'd be playing Percival in that next round as well. Percival's licking his lips, man. He's like, oh my god. A full cup where I'm not playing TVP until I get to the money? He's going to be absolutely loving his life. Obviously, has ByuN, which is not an easy opponent, but I think he likes that a lot more than playing TVP. This is not done yet, but it's obviously been all the right things for ByuN. He did a bunch of damage. He reset the arm. He's killed a bunch of probes. He's going to come back in and kill a few more probes with this Banshee. He got rid of the robo facility, so that's the tech removed from Hero, so he's going to have to play without that for a little while. He's chrono boosting the Temple Archives before he even started the Storm, so waste a few seconds there. Not the biggest of deals, but just adding on to the cascading effect of Hero's deficit right now. I mean, Hero has lived. I mean, he gets to play the game. Work counts equal. ByuN only just getting a third CC. Obviously, equal work counts typically still fine for a Terran because you've got mules. The third CC just now moving in position, still fine as well. There's no fourth in the way for the Protoss. ByuN just has to get up to Ghost and then really start playing against those High Templar properly like he did in the previous game. And he should be fine, but there's still a lot of ifs and buts that are, in place on this one, right? There's just no guarantee at all just yet. As the probe will hold the Watchtower, the High Templars gather together. Impact, Combat Shield, and +1. Still all building through. The additional Ghosts building out of the barracks. The tanks are already sieged. The Planetary Fortress morphing on in. Or the Orbital Command, sorry, morphing on in. That's not a Planetary Fortress. A little bit early in the game to be making a Planetary, especially when it's just your third base. But yeah, the Ghosts are coming out, right? The Stimpak's done. We have no Combat Shield yet. The Ghosts are there on the high ground. ByuN does eat a couple of Storms. 8 SCVs go down. He needs to lead in with the Ghost right here. I believe what he's just done is gotten rid of the Observer, so he can actually come in with the Ghost unloaded. EMP is absolutely everything. ByuN with the EMP. drop to get the High Templar. He gets more EMPs to kill the Archons. The recall is useless, and ByuN guarantees himself a shot at winning this game. He then proceeds to walk directly through a storm, but there was a great play before that, as he puts himself in position to really look good. If he just didn't walk through that storm, would have been great. Well, tanks gathering back around. The bio gathering back over. Consistent shelves coming up. Next is coming up to the top side, and just see the Bioforce still settling on the watchtower for the moment. Couple of Stalkers going to shoot. Vikings take some damage. The Bio going to get there, and a couple of Stalkers just going to get turned about. The rest of the army gathering as they take a few moments here. Hero's supply is honestly not looking bad. It's not got as many Templar as he might like, but that's some work we can do right now. This is almost like a kill the rock scenario for ByuN, I feel like, as he eats a bunch of storms. The Medivacs take a bunch of damage on the way out, but they do get out on low HP, so they will survive for the moment. I'm just going to be seeing the Stalkers and the High Templar still chasing. The Zealots continue to come around. A lot of being cleaned up as the Ghosts will fall back a little further. High Templar looking for another storm coming through already, landing right away there, hitting a couple of Marauders right off the bat. Army takes some damage. Command Center has to cancel. ByuN just needs to get rid of that one High Templar. That storm is so scary. He loses a few SCVs as he pulls away and had a few SCVs just mixed into the army there. He's actually now going to split to chase, and I wouldn't mind a stim. Get after those High Templar, get rid of them. Try and stop them from regenerating energy. Morphs the Archon on the High Templar in the back, which I'm surprised by. That felt like maybe it was meant to be the High Templar in the front that morphed. It actually morphs the ones in the back that were closer to having Storm available, so not sure what happened in that regard, as we just have, again, 2-1 upgrades coming about. Ghosts and Medivacs coming through. Tempo step forward, just going to be seeing the Ghost looking for the chance to maybe drop an EMP down. Keep those Templar at bay. We'll lose an SCV already. There's another round of Zealots just going to get warped in right there. So they're going to warp in, they're going to get through. I mean, we are still equal supply here, still ByuN leading in economy, which is obviously a great thing for Terran. Needs some EMPs on this army as it comes through. Hits the Prism immediately as the High Templar drops. The EMP timing there was absolutely pristine. Not a single stun. He only had one High Templar because he's been losing them throughout. That was just absolutely pristine timing from ByuN. It could not have been better. The High Templar dropped. It gets EMP'd in an instant. And that's just ByuN preemptively getting those EMPs off. It's happened a couple times in this series where, you know, Hero has brought the High Templar forward in the Prism, and he's not been able to use them because ByuN has been so preemptive at hitting the HTs with the EMPs and just not letting storms come down. And the full energy High Templar up to the top side here. It's that with an EMP as well. That will go down. Hero losing control of this game because that was just a misrallied Templar just out in the middle of, not really in the middle of nowhere, but between bases, and just not being paid attention to when this army approached. And Hero may be losing his fourth base in this top side now. He has got a base very far top right that's finished building. As he pulls the probes in here, he's going to lose all of those. He does get a storm off from a High Templar over on the left. And we are just going to be seeing this Nexus. Looks as though it will succumb to the power of the Terran player. As ByuN still taking shots off the rest of the army. Medivacs are drained of energy, so no healing available. As, again, you got to be careful against fresh leg reinforcements from the Protoss. ByuN's actually lost 25 SCVs as well, so during this he's been under pressure and yeah, losing a bunch of workers too. Trying to push in. Another nice storm again with low HP, low energy. And that means that these storms are extremely deadly. And you can see that ByuN is just not able to break on through. He does get forced back once again. That is the strength, being able to just find another storm, just find a bit more damage. ByuN's going to find this top right base, and that will potentially go down, but the recall should be good enough. If I'm ByuN, you should be lifting and retreating these Ghosts. Oh, it was probes! No way! It was probes that he recalled. It's so funny. ByuN's obviously terrified it's a real army, but the recall is enough to scare him back, and that's going to be effective for the moment. We regather ourselves. Bio going to unload again. A few Stalkers stepping through. Stalkers will now blink back as we take a chance to get to the watchtower. Back towards the upper left-hand side. So, ByuN back on the attack again. Up 20 army supply. He's been wrestling with this game. Not been an easy experience for him in the slightest, as the EMPs trying to drop through. Stalkers get pushed away there. And a few snipes off, but what about having some energy left over for those High Templar? Drops the rocks. Actually splits the Zealots away from the rest of the army, so gets a few kills because of that play. Just now having the little bits of everything else coming through. Fire Force regathers with some ghosts, and again we settle in the center. Zealotstalker Colossus coming through. High Templars. Oh, they eat both the EMPs. They're clumped, and ByuN finds perfect EMPs on them. One new High Templar from the left side. Don't think that has Storm Energy yet. It's going to morph into an Archon as well. We have no Vikings against the Colossus, though, so they are becoming a difficulty to deal with. Sorry, we have 4 Vikings. They are there, and they do deal with the Colossus, so completely ignore what I said. We even get the Prism as well, so no reinforcement into this fight, and ByuN might just about be able to finally win this game out against Hero. As Hero has done a phenomenal job of staying alive, keeping this game rolling, and continuing to give himself chances to play, despite a lot of things going very well for ByuN. But in the end, it's probably not quite going to be enough. Bio goes gathering to see the +3/+2 on the way out. Marine Marauder Medevac all building. Those ghosts looking for the chance to get in toward those Archons. A snipe coming through as well. The watchtower taken. Bio army still gathering up as we just have the army aiming towards the upper right-hand side. We recall into this base. I mean, ByuN will just drop the EMPs. There is a storm available. High Templar only took 1 EMP. It needed 2. But everything that recalls in is going to go down. This base will go down. Most importantly, the probes, which are obviously going to be much more difficult to replace when you're already poor. There's not a scenario where Hero just has the free minerals to just, go rebuilding. Scans and sees the approaching storms. Tries to split. Realistically, it's still taking a bunch of damage. Hero Storms is next as GG's out. ByuN not just wins, but he gets the 2-0. I'd like to say it was clean. It was not. He had a lot of advantages that got pushed away, taken away from him, and stripped back time and time again. It's going to be ByuN advancing through to the semi-finals to play against Percival. I actually think we're going to go into that TVT, as meanwhile in the bracket, Rogue and Classic are already playing. They've been playing for a while. MaxPax and Mana, same story, been playing for a while already. And then we've got Shameless versus Nikaract as a round of 8 matches. Isn't that exciting? So Shameless beats Lambo. And so it's Shameless versus Nikaract in a TVP. One of those guys will make the money into the top 4 today. And then Percival versus ByuN will be a round of 8. So I guess we just go Percival, ByuN, and then we'll hop into the semifinals from that point on. And go from there. Yeah, I think we're going to go TVT next, guys. I'm going to go nip and get a drink. I'll be right back with you in a few moments. I'll see you guys after this. Alright guys, sorry, I was I needed to BRB, but I saw the lobby go up, so I just joined quickly. So you probably heard the start of the game happening behind us. But I've not really it's just started. I just sat back down, so I get up and running. Alrighty, orbital coming up, Reaper and a factory coming through. And getting settled in here for game 1 of a best of 3. We're playing here on ley lines. Chance to see what our game plan might be a little bit of. Obviously, TVT getting set off in the early stages. And get this ready to go. Rogue vs. Classic. Rogue Classic started a long time ago because Rogue Classic started when we were in like game 1 of ByuN Hero. So I can't imagine Rogue Classic is going to be playing much longer, and I'd rather cast a fresh series than cast a series which is already, you know, over halfway through or whatever. You know, joining in for a single game kind of sucks compared to joining in for more than that, so... But yeah, we get into this TVT, and it's going to be ByuN to strike quickly as he gets himself a little grab. Reaper going down. And just a little bit of an edge getting taken right there. Cyclone coming through, starport coming up. We get this ready to rumble. Isn't ByuN versus Percival? Yes, he is. That's literally what we're casting right now. I'm completely confused by the comments now. As a couple of Reapers get through, so they're going to go after a couple of SCVs. I mean, this is just bad. We lost our early units. And obviously, we can get in here to do a bunch of work before the Cyclone pops out. Cyclone will pop out and will play a cleanup, but ByuN knows he can get himself a bunch of SCVs. He's already killed units, so it doesn't matter if he sacrifices these units as well. He's even going to get a Hellion in the bottom right, and this is going extremely well for ByuN early. Damage really is just being done very nicely so far. Let's see the Cyclone and a couple more Marines continue to come up and online as we speak. Hyperfly Rotors will build on along. We do see the Banshee and a couple of Marines all coming up. Cyclone on the way down. And there's going to be this next wave of aggression from ByuN. Already starting to set out across and onto the map once again. So, heading straight over there. And away we go. Looking for, like I say, just a little bit extra. So, and straight across the other side. A couple of Cyclones going to get some lock-ons. So we're going to get rid of Cyclone number 1, and now the Banshee in trouble as well as the Cyclone locks straight onto it. All the techier units going down here for Percival, but ByuN loses a lot as well. Just going to see a couple more of those Marines continue to go down. Cyclone's just so powerful though in comparison, and that is going to be a big part of what happens here. A couple of those SCVs still dropping, and with the Cyclone, you can just do so much. Now, Siege Tank would be nice to lock onto, but we didn't get locked to it. Now it's Sieges, we can't really go back in. And Percival's just been taking a beating in these early stages. There's not much else to say about it. It's just been a little bit of a rough time so far. Manson building up. We got the Hyperfly Rotors as mentioned on the way through. Got the Interference Matrix on the way out as well. So bringing them Ravens all the way up into play right now. So just powering ourselves into the next phase of this game. It's going to be a couple of additional barracks from Percival as ByuN plays a bit tech heavier and takes a while longer to build barracks. Because he's focusing on tanks, Ravens, etc. You know, Percival just isn't building anything off the starport, which allows him to get these two barracks a little bit sooner. Both of them going into the 3rd CC. I mean, the next thing on ByuN's list should be additional barracks, and there it is, barracks number 1. Expect another very soon. This one's already ready to take the tech lab, so we can move into Stim Pack as well. So you can see that this is gathering us nicely into a reasonable position. Added this defense in the main as well. The Raven and the 2 Cyclones just ready in case of the Banshee appearing. So just being very safe and cautious defensively. It's going to be a Raven and Marines in the natural. And this is one of those moments where, yeah, Cloak would not have been effective, but yeah, Hyperflight Rotors might have helped. In the end, we cancelled that upgrade anyways and just said we'll just go with plain Banshees. They don't really do too much either, to be honest. So everything really settling down here as the 1-1 upgrades and Stim continue to build through for our Orange Terran player. So he's going to be a bit behind on Stim ByuN, but he's going to be ahead on the 1-1. Ravens join back up. The siege tank will step forward a second, and we will have a chance to move forward onto the map here. Trench comes through. Marine goes down already. Just going to be seeing the tanks and the Vikings still setting up. Another Viking or two just going to be arriving as well. Around, gonna take position. I like this push from Percival, you know. Felt like he had a rough early game. He's down a few workers, but getting into position like this and being able to push a little bit might offset some of the advantages that ByuN had. He's gonna maybe have to lift the CC. Oh, the tank's gonna unsiege because of the Raven coming around the back. He was afraid, so he unsieges everything. I actually wonder if it would have been better for... I mean, I think it would have absolutely been better for him just to stay siege, no, because ByuN's just chasing him down now. So now you're just losing units, whereas if you stayed siege, at least you would have probably gotten some more damage out. I guess we only lose a couple of the tanks overall. Honestly, feels like we get away with something there as Percival, because that's just a weird sequence of events. The Ravens really triggering the ability to kind of go in there as ByuN. Like I say, I understand it from Percival, because if the matrices hit even just more... if the Ravens hit even more matrices, those tanks are useless sieged anyway, right? So unsieging them typically is the play. Hard to kind of make the right decision when the odds are stacked up against you in that fight, I suppose. As the Vikings come around, and we'll just kind of keep an eye on any orange units that are potentially pressing forward. Bottom right side, a few Marines going to go after and chase a Cyclone. The Cyclone actually doing a decent job of getting after a couple of Marines in return. Tank just taking the option to get forward a little bit there. As I see the 1-1 upgrades and combat shield coming through, 2-2 combat and the vehicle weapon upgrade building also. It's a lot of Marines stepping up into the center here. Tank's going to siege, the Marines are going to split across. Bunch of those SCVs already just going down, so ByuN finds a good position. We actually have to drop tanks defensively into place here. ByuN's siege is going to be good still, because obviously he sits between the bases. Oh, no detection, no range or vision there, I should say, not detection, but no vision on these tanks initially. And he actually took a few free shots. He's still going to return good fire, and he does get a couple down, but that could have been even better for ByuN in the end. Two more units going to step forward again. The siege tank is going to go down. So ByuN starts to get cleaned up, but he killed a bunch of SCVs. He already has a 1-1 upgrade lead as well. The loss of an engineering base kind of huge too. Because Percival lost his +1 attack upgrade, so he'll only have an armor upgrade now, as he just cleaned up this wave of units. But like I said, I think there's going to be a lot more rebounding from ByuN as he takes a 4th base, has himself a 16 worker lead in the game, so that 4th base will get comfortably saturated very early. Vikings just gather. Medevac going to sit right there. Command Center going to step over to the 12 o'clock position as well. And we just have Medevacs and Marines on the right side, figuring out what they want to do. They're going to walk into these Marines and tanks. When Medevac goes down immediately, a few Marines get turned around as well. Marines just stem up, and a few more Marines going down. Tank fire is still looking good. Coming back the other way. A few SCVs now getting picked away as well. The Vikings are going to land. Tank's going to be there. Vikings getting blasted by tank fire. They lift back into the skies, but I don't know if ByuN really got as much from this as he wanted. And that defensive capability of a Terran player is definitely showing itself a little bit right now, as Percival refuses to die, even though ByuN is throwing wave after wave of aggression toward him for the moment. 3 upgrades coming online. The ByuN trying to catch up on upgrades on the side of Percival. He will lose a straight-up Marine fight so heavily with the lack of upgrades that he has. But obviously right now it's not about straight-up Marine fights. Maybe a fight like this could come about. Maybe this is where we'll see the upgrades really come into play as well. It'd be even funnier if we killed the engineering base, because then you'll really see the upgrades come into play. +1 attack gets denied. Second time this game. And Percival is not allowed upgrades. The left side army gets spotted by a Sunstar, and ByuN has already decided to pull back away from there. Although he's actually going to go forward with a drop, but there's Marines nearby, so he will not get anywhere with that. Back to the top, and a few more Marines getting caught. Another nice catch. Gets a medevac even. I like that target fire. Prioritizing one of the techier units he may not always be able to grab, so getting it while it's up for grabs is not a bad choice at all. Another scan coming around, the tank shots firing, good damage being done. And get another load up, the medevac filling out around the right hand side there. Tanks. Marines still pressing in to the top. You can see these medevacs dropping through. Marines going to be getting straight down. Everything else joining up. 10, 11 SCVs going down as well. We've seen 16 workers now killed. I mean, yeah, ByuN's obviously had a lead in this game, and he's kept on throwing things at Percival, waiting for something to stick. And it took a while, but things are really sticking now. At this point, Percival is taking damage you can't really recuperate from. The main thing that ByuN did is he never lost too much all at once. If you throw units at your opponent and you keep losing them and you don't quite make enough progress, that's one way to kind of give up your advantage. I don't think there's been a single moment in this where it really feels as though ByuN has been giving up his advantage. It feels like he's been trying to press the advantage and trying to find opportunities, even if he's not been able to quite find them overall. That Orbital still just sits overhead in the natural. A couple more Marines coming around the sides. Taking a little bit of time here as the 3-3 upgrades will be finishing very soon. Percival's just going to type GG. ByuN made a little dive forward. Nothing too exciting, I don't believe, happening. Just that this game is clearly over as ByuN takes the first game of this matchup. MaxPax in the semis. He's waiting for Rogue or Classic. And again, the winner of ByuN Percival plays Shameless on Nicorrect. Austin was casting Shameless Nicorrect. Nicorrect had a 1-0 lead. Oh wow, they're playing like a 20-minute game right now. This is the game I saw the 1-0 lead from, but looks good for Shameless to maybe tie up that series in what's a really cool opportunity for those players in the round of 8. What's going on? Do we have a Cranky Ducklings on the Classic Rogue series? We do. They are 1-1 Classic and Rogue. Let's go Rogue. There's some ZVP in the semifinals, man. I'm all about that. Let's do it. Alrighty, let's go again. As you have in the top right side, the orange Terran player, it is going to be the wonderful ByuN, and he is up 1-0 in this BO3. As he takes on Percival in the bottom left-hand side. Game 2 of this series coming up right now. Cracks, gas coming through. No second gas on either side of the map is a fair note. So you might see just fast expand versus fast expand for this TVT and take us into a little bit of an accelerated economy of this mirrored matchup. Obviously, it's not uncommon, impossible, or anything like that, but it is typically, We see one guy go double gas and take a bit more of an aggressive approach, the way that it evens out a lot of the time. But this should just be CC versus CC. Command center's down and into a bit of a macro focus in the early stages. Are the other games cast anywhere? Austin is casting some of the games now that he's knocked out. Frankie Ducklings are casting some of the games as well. So there's a variety of streams. The best place to look is the TL.net sidebar. So you can find them. The sidebar gives a lot of links of streams. A lot of the guys that stream on Twitch do stream on YouTube now, but I don't know what to tell you in terms of how to find those. So this event is kind of just an open entry to cast. If people want to cast it, they can. Kind of keeping the community spirit alive for the Monday Cups as we had back in the ESL Cup days. Been losing an SCV and loses the Reaper War, taking a few shots there early. Percival tries to come back in. So you don't want to lose the Reaper. As ByuN drops a big grenade, so does Percival. Neither will commit to that play. Oh, ByuN's Reaper's low. Has the high ground advantage, but that means he might lose another SCV. Loses the Reaper, he's going to lose the SCV too. And that is genuinely very good for Percival, who early finds a lot of value in ByuN. Should have just waited a few extra seconds for the Hellion, because he ended up losing everything anyway. But yeah, good job from Percival, baiting ByuN into keeping on fighting. It's a minimal difference early, but it's still, you know, when you're going mirrored build orders, it's still a difference, right? Now that's 2 SCVs that ByuN doesn't have, so he's naturally just behind on everything. Again, it's not going to be by a huge amount to begin with here, but it is a substantial number altogether. As the orbital Hellions and everything else continue to come around into play. Raven on the way through the starport building. Away we go. Obviously Raven going to give us that tech as well. We did not see Percival go Ravens last game, but he will this one. He might have just been a little bit behind last game, so he's like, well, Ravens are really good, but maybe I just have to cut the corner here. I imagine was kind of his give up. He's just like, I'm going to have to cut the corner, skip the Ravens, and just give up on that one for a little while. Which I don't necessarily really disagree with either, to be honest. Hellion around to the front, a couple Marines gathering together. The Raven and the Interference Matrix upgrades coming through on both sides of the map. Cyclone and Marines produced through as well, so just bringing all of that online. And Center also building. Triple CC is not surprising in Terran versus Terran. What's more surprising would be if ByuN didn't throw his own third CC down here. That would mean he's very committed to attacking soon. Doesn't really have anything that's kind of set up to mean that he wouldn't be able to afford a third CC. He's going to put it in positions. He's going to build his a bit later on, but on location to make up for some of that delay. That means that ByuN has to be very confident he's going to continue to hold map control here and not cede map control to his opponent, because if his opponent gets map control, that base is just going to go down, right? So we got to be super careful about that. As again, the Raven, the stim pack coming through. Oh, we're just going to get a little catch at the front, sorry. Well, the Cyclones there getting caught and going down pretty quickly, so they will drop. The Hellions and the Cyclone. We'll still fight to the end. Raven actually locked onto you here. Probably should have dropped some auto turrets already. Does get away. Should be able to be repaired. And now the Hellions actually going to go for the Cyclone kill, and it's going to try and catch it. It does not. The Cyclone able to make its getaway for now. Like I say, get those Ravens back, get them repaired. Didn't have to use much Raven energy there on either side, at least. Just going to be having a stim pack building from both. Ravens take a chance to step forward. The command center, barracks, engineering base, all coming through for now. Bunch of auto turrets going down. Siege tank gets killed. Ravens still gathering together here, and again tanking a few Marines coming about. A couple of barracks and SCVs all building as well. Marine shots continue to come through. The Ravens just going to go back and forth here again. We're threatening with these Ravens constantly. As obviously the Marines hit the orbital a little bit. Can we push forward? Going to drop some auto turrets aggressively, and then a little bit defensively as well. So auto turrets fighting auto turrets, Siege tank surviving. And it is already Percival who is just kind of pulling back a little bit more now toward that big group of units. And this is establishing itself into a push that ByuN is struggling with. I mean, he's down 20 army supply. At this phase of the game already is a major problem. Yeah, pretty major issue right there. Raven still gathering together up in the skies. We are going to have upgrades continuing through. See upgrades across the board. 1-1, all coming about. Stimpack nearly done for ByuN. This is commitment from Percival for the moment, but he's also got 30 and 60 SCVs. He does have stim. I mean, he's actually well set for the longer game as well. Could do with just starting combat shield, I guess. Is the only thing I'm looking at here. I actually didn't think he was going stim because there was no combat shield on the way, but it's actually just combat shield that he's not started. So I'd like to see that from Percival. Otherwise, not really much else to comment on for his position. It's a solid place. He has a little bit of map control and kind of situation for himself right now that he's working with. I don't think that's a bad thing either, to be honest. We're going to see ByuN looking for a move out. Hits the double matrix on the tanks. Wow, that's one of the better fights ByuN's going to find. Loses a bunch of SCVs and committing to it. Oh, there's Marines in the main base. Actually, the SCVs in the low ground didn't look like they went down too high a number, and they kept going. It's because the drop in the main is going to be pretty deadly. That's a bunch of workers going down, and ByuN is down now 35 supply or so. That was actually a really cool move out. And maybe part of the success was in the fact that, you know, 2 medevacs of Marines were in the main base hitting his economy. And if they were at the front, maybe ByuN would have never been able to get that far forward anyway. Place cleanup here, down 20 workers. That's just purely the damage he's just taken. Army supplies actually do even out, but now you've got 20 workers of economy advantage to kind of rebuild your army with already. As Percival, 4th base already done and located on position. And it is really just starting to be a game that Percival should be able to peel away from ByuN in. Right, like at this point, Percival should just be able to keep on stepping away from ByuN in this situation, in this setup, and should be able to put himself in a good spot. Marine tank still gathering together. Two upgrades, combat shield, +1 vehicle weapons, all coming about. Just getting ourselves set up there. A couple of medevacs gathering together as well. Medevac Marine around the right side. Just going to relocate that. We're going to continue to settle down for a few moments. Trying to figure out what our main plan / goal really it's going to be. 2 upgrades on the way on either side. The vehicle weapon upgrade coming about. Rocks will go down. Medevac will load. Just going to make a little bit of a push around. Positioning slightly. Medevacs unload a few Marines back over to the right. Couple of mules going to go after the mineral line as well. Marines going to step forward. A few Marines going down. Again, push back there. 2 upgrades on the way up as well. Add a couple more barracks into that. It's a big group of units to still settle around. The army still settling. Percival is not as far ahead supply-wise as you might have thought after everything that happened, but ByuN has done a great job of catching back up. He's made sure that nothing's really come through to kind of delay his setup anymore. And the advantage Percival has maybe was that 4th base, and ByuN was not too far behind on it, really. Tanks all setting up, CC coming about, a couple of starports are building on in. Have the Marines going straight after and grabbing the rocks, just going to be able to knock those down immediately. Push around the left-hand side. Marine tank Viking. Raven. Pushing through for now. Stem in. Ooh, lose a Raven of ByuN quickly, and that's a nice anti-armor missile, especially when ByuN doesn't drop one in return, so it gives Percival a serious advantage, and ByuN, because of that, will not want to go and fight into that at all. So he's going to stay tight away from that for the moment. Not going to commit through to it. As you see, a few Marines going to get forward, and they're going to be able to jump onto that siege tank there as well, so that tank will be going down. Marines coated in Dorito dust. They're going to go and get cleaned up. These few Marines find the planetary will not do much else either. ByuN's army was already orange, but it's going to be more orange with that anti-armor missile on it, huh? Seeing the Marines going to try and force their way up this ramp. Oh, the defensive position of ByuN's going to do a lot of work for him here, and that's why the supply of Percival is disappearing. The problem is, in TVT, you can be in a big advantage, but attacking into the defensive terrain is almost never a good idea. And that's what we're kind of seeing right now as the Marines step through, tanks going down. ByuN loses a lot because he obviously attacked into tank range there as well. He got a couple, but that many siege tanks doing damage over that period of time, it's clear how things are going to turn out, and obviously not well as the answer for ByuN. He continues to be a little behind, trying to break out of the contains. The problem is he has to fight because he doesn't want his bases to be sieged. He can't afford to let his bases be sieged throughout, and he is going to break through this tank line. ByuN is going to hold on to this position. But now what? Now what is the question? I mean, if ByuN can regather some of that supply, if he can get maxed out before Percival takes position again, maybe that's what he's just looking for in this. Equal upgrades on the Marines, so that's going to be just a numbers game. That goes in ByuN's favor for the moment. Yeah, Liberators coming through from Percival. As Percival builds libs, I wonder if ByuN thinks about maybe starting to go into some Viking control and some air control of his own. ByuN is one of these players that oftentimes will negate the later game air control kind of styles in order to play a much more kind of lower tech, lower tier unit style, which he's very comfortable at controlling and moving around the map. So I'd say that that's definitely an option at the moment as Marine Medevac Viking gathers up. And again, just it's ByuN that's actually on the offensive now, looking for opportunities as he moves through toward the gold base. He actually pulls back to the majority of stuff, but did load up double medevac. Or more, quadruple medevac. But it looks as though that was figured out, and hence that will not go anywhere just yet. Quad medevac pushed away in the middle of the map for the moment. A 5 versus 6 bases currently, Percival being up 1. Again, that's a couple more CCs. He doesn't need to mine more right now, as long as when he does trade, he trades well, because obviously Percival's going to have a massive bank. ByuN needs to make sure this does not end up in a situation where he doesn't have a massive bank in return. Army stepping forward, interference matrix going down, tank getting caught. Marines pushing through, the tank will go down again. Missile turret straight onto the Vikings. Ravens taking damage also. Missile turret's going to be jumped on too. He's just going to see that missile turret dropping. More Vikings still shooting away, and this base just going down. So ByuN, again, not able to really stop Percival from just wandering wherever he wants to wander to. That's a pretty major problem when Percival's just so freely pushing into positions. Obviously, the Liberators sieging up do a lot for him. ByuN playing the masses of Marines, 16 Marines at once in the production tab a few moments ago, and that's what he goes back to now again, because he's just looking to play around, looking for the big surrounds, the mobility. I'm just not sure how much of it he's going to find in the game on Tokamak. The only reason I'm not more anti what ByuN is up to right now is because I've constantly been like that in my casting career of ByuN. And he oftentimes plays like this, and for all the times that it does sometimes look like the disaster I paint it to be, he oftentimes does create a crazy set of plays, and he plays this sort of style way better than anyone else, actually. So, the only reason I'm not maybe deeper on the criticism for what ByuN is up to and how his approach to this kind of continues, because I think for anyone else this truly would be crazy, but for ByuN, I think he believes in his opportunity here. He's going to go for this fight. He's going to close on the tanks around that left side, but he gets evaporated. That's an anti-armor missile fight that just is going to go completely against him. In this case, I'm not sure what he saw there, of all the fights and all the times you could, choose to fight, attacking when anti-armor missile is dusting over your units, it really ain't going to do you any favors, right? And that's exactly what ends up happening. Is Vikings and Ravens still gathering up. We see our Marines and the tanks regather as well. ByuN. Repositioning. And just the air control is obviously huge. Like I say, ByuN sometimes finds its way out against that, but when your opponent sieged up right up against you, it feels extremely difficult to break out of this and to figure out a way around it. It's not like you've got a lot of wiggle room to make this like a comfortable situation for you at all. And still just running in, a couple of SCVs going down. Marines are going to find this bottom right base, at least ByuN going to get something for himself. But it comes at the cost of the base of his own, and again, that's one of the issues here, that every single time we're seeing a play, the play is matched by Percival. It's not like ByuN gets a base and he's defending. He gets a base because Percival is also moving into kill a base, right? He's going to get swarmed a little bit here as the tank siege. I think he's going to be in trouble. He is just getting choked in this game. I think it's just a matter of time before Percival gets too far forward. This might even just be it right now. Percival getting kind of in deep on the bases, and if he can siege here, then ByuN is in more serious a position than he's been in before, and it's not like he's been able to do anything about these armies when they've been getting in location, or if he does, it takes a very long time, and you don't have a very long time when your opponent is literally sieging up what was your natural expansion and now no longer, and is pushing towards the production in the main base. There's just no realistic way you can tell me that this is going to be a justifiable ending for ByuN. He's going to give it a go. He runs in. The Marines on both sides make it a bit of a better fight against the siege tanks than he might have thought. But ByuN is sub 100 supply. There are still Marines here from Percival. And while ByuN might be getting close to clearing up, I don't know how long it's really going to last for. These Marines actually unload. With medevac healing, they're actually extremely effective. And they're just picking off reinforcements. They are making life for ByuN so very difficult. As this game too definitely looks as though it's going to Percival. And that means we're going to get tied up 1-1 in this BO3. Ravens, tanks, command centers all coming up. Army still gathering down the bottom. Marine medevac on the way through. Both those medevacs going to lift off. They're going to go up the left-hand side, so they're going to go venture elsewhere. There's a base up over there from ByuN that's still mining, but he is really hanging on by threads at the moment. He is gripping onto anything possible, which understandable, but I think we can see that this one is... I'm not going to say it's done, because TVT does have crazy turnarounds, but it's definitely trending in Percival's favor. He is looking to be very okay with where things are at right now. As Marines just step through, the medevac gets pushed back. A couple of Ravens get the matrices off, and those tanks get caught, and they will go down as well. And as systematically, we are just picking our way through this army of ByuN. Percival, with all the tech advantage as well, with the Raven Viking being a much better composition than what his opponent plays with, he is in a very good place. Marine stays through, medevac, the Vikings taking damage. And Percival takes game number 2. 1-1, we're tied up in this best of 3. No updates on the brackets, by the way. So nothing else to report just yet. We'll go straight through to game 3 of Percival and ByuN. And we are all tied up. The early game really did just go against ByuN this time around, in Percival with that constant push and constant positioning, putting himself in a great place, able to make it work out. Apparently, there's a long-ass game going on between Classic and Rogue. They are at the 30-minute mark. Oh my god, let's check in on this quickly from another stream quick, just to show you guys what's going on. So over on the Ducklings channel, they're covering a 30-minute Classic Rogue game. The map is covered in creep, and Classic, who's been really, very good lately, is looking like he's maybe in trouble. I mean, can his army fight what Rogue has? I'm looking at this, and I want to say, honestly, I don't think so. Plus, Rogue has a bank, so you can fight, trade, and fight again. Ignore the sounds of Terran in the background, guys. Let's watch this for a moment. I'm tempted just to see, because I feel like we may just be on the verge of a fight here that would decide this game, so it'd be cool to see it if we got the chance. Things on that left side getting stormed up. Like I say, you can see even the observer here is afraid of this fight happening on the right side, while the, initial engagement happens over on the left, maybe. Tempest on the way, Broodlord's building. Maybe Classic does get to kind of live on for this a little while. Classic's just so strapped for cash, though, and that's why I felt like Rogue was going to fight, because I felt like he wanted to engage into that base location, but is not going to go for it. So, anyways, this is on the Cranky Ducklings channel, so if you want to catch this, it is happening over there. So you guys, again, very welcome to go check. Well, are we going to fight? Like I said, there's a TVT going on that way in-game on, but I kind of just want to see how this fight goes, if I'm going to be honest with you. The Broodlords get forward. Classic doesn't want to fight it, so he's going to let that base be denied. It's typical PvZ, where you've got the armies that probably could fight, but they're going to step around each other extremely cautiously for the next 10-15 minutes, maybe. Okay, well, like I said, this is on the Cracky Ducklings channel, so if you want to watch it, you can check on this over there. We're going to take the opportunity to step back into our TVT series as we continue through this quarterfinal. Some hot games today in the competition. It's 1-1 here between ByuN and Percival, map 3 of the series on Maganatha. It's been a fun TVT. Obviously, ByuN trying to stay alive during that last game and just not really being able to find a way to that in the end. As we take ourselves at game 3 now. Maganatha, big map, actually could be another big game of TVT, perhaps. See what happens. Do you have like obs in here I can jump on? I feel like everyone's watching my camera. Yeah. Alright. Reaper coming through. And just returning home. You don't really want to send the Reaper across the map too soon, because you end up in weird positions sometimes. As ByuN, fast CC building, bunker coming up defensively, one Reaper into the Marine, and he just wants to play defensive initially. This is obviously going to come down to a bit of maybe we can slip the Reapers through as Percival if there's too much defense at the front, because then the Reaper Hellion wouldn't be able to run at the front, but if the Reapers can slip by into the main or so during that opportunity or that moment, that could be absolutely huge. So a couple things to look for there as the starport drops down as well. We have the tech labs on. Get ready to rumble. Reaper still moving. Joining up with a couple Marines. And we just get settled down. And starport's building about right here. Just going to be having the Cyclone on the way through. There is the group of units from Percival. Reaper Hellion coming straight across the map early on. Hellion is going to come straight by. Yeah, a couple of SCVs down. Bunker hanging about right now as well, quite nicely. Another SCV going to fall. Cyclone's building up. Another SCV going down. Cyclone gets the lock-on, gets the Reaper. Nice connection as the Percival army heads all the way around the bottom. And again, just going to see a couple of Marines coming up on both sides. The Cyclone's building through. This army continues to retreat down to the bottom right side currently. As again, Reaper, Hellion, Cyclone coming up. For the moment, a couple of Marines continue to come in. Raven still building. Again, just ourselves settling for the next few moments here as the Cyclone continues to produce on through, so we get that into play. Raven coming up on both sides, Interference Matrix in production. A few more units just again collecting at the front. The Raven going to be right there. Interference Matrix coming up and online. So again, we get that settled as we do make our way out over to the left side of the map. So again, Reaper Hellion Cyclone taking a chance to step over for the moment. Tank will just siege the other units come pressing forward. Again, the engineering bay is building up. Command center on the way through. The barracks are going to lift off the reactor. Starport will swap over to reactor town. The barracks are going to drop down onto the tech lab as well. No surprise to get that stem started nice and quickly. Second starport though from Percival. This is a 2-base all-in typically, or typically a 2-base heavy commitment. You do sometimes kind of take the 2-base kind of heavy commitment here, and you can kind of turn it into a third if you're doing well enough, but can't quite push through to finish the game. So we are going to be seeing the stem 1-1, all of that building through. We have got ourselves the Cyclones and the Hellion coming by there as well, and we just got ourselves settling. And those upgrades continue through. But it's all going to be about defense here from ByuN, and the fact that Percival's already kind of stood out the front is very funky. Nice to get the Cyclones locking on early from ByuN, start dealing some damage. He needs to not let this siege up be too serious and too quick to happen, right? Is what it's going to come down to here, I think. So I think that's going to be what we have to be very cautious of. Sieging up, Cyclones gonna get lock-ons. ByuN, fine defense for the moment. Obviously, bunker will go down. The problem is here is can you hold on long enough to kind of get an answer up against this siege and against the fact that you're gonna have double starport pushing in against you. There's gonna be all that air control available there for Percival. Obviously makes a big deal of this as the Liberator sieges, the tank and the SCVs get pushed back a little. And again, ByuN just having to buy time. Eventually we'll have Stim. And then it's a question of, do you have enough Marines that can really run in and surround these tanks and actually take them down without just them all dying in the process? Gun right now is down about 8 army supply. Upgrades finishing soon. Stim already completed. It's the 1-1 we're looking at now. Marines are going to stim by here. Matrix has come down. That's huge. 2 of the tanks completely disabled. We will pull SCVs in as well. ByuN will lose workers, but if he overwhelms on the army, then I think it's okay. I'm actually surprised in a way that he was still kind of moving through the way he was against with the SCVs, but maybe it really was necessary because you can see now the Vikings are still doing work. Needs to keep some anti-air alive so he can deal with the Liberator at the end of all of this. Water turret coming down from Percival to try and aid us. So we have Medivacs now to help us support as well. And those Vikings landing have done so much work. They were huge on the ground. Massive damage output available for Percival there. That really felt necessary as the Cyclone unfortunately wanders too far forwards. A little bit too close to the sun being that liberation zone. Third CC coming up, extra barracks on the way as we do see Percival attempting to tech out of this. But again, look at the situation. Stim 1-1 all done here from ByuN. If this turns into a longer game, yes, ByuN's down on workers, but he has a major tech advantage in terms of those Marines. And those Marines would be able to take some very good fights, unless Percival sits extremely defensively on tanks, but he lost a lot of tanks already. So is he going to be able to do that? That's why he's kind of stepping forward and still holding this aggressive position. Ideally, Percival looks at this and says, cool, what I'm achieving here is I'm not letting you do anything, and I'm getting set up into everything that I'm missing to really play a much more complete long-term game of TVT in the near future. As Marines do stim forward, and Percival actually made a perfect call on getting the hell out of there, but we'll still get caught by those stim Marines. Might force a second stim, and even then it's only going to be, what, one tank going down. Ganachi only re-stimmed half the Marines, which I'm very happy to see. Vikings and the Ravens still gathering up on that bottom right side. Marine tank pushing through the right-hand side, looking to take position here, looking to see how far forward it may be able to get to. Labs coming up, 1-1 upgrades and stim coming by. The combat shield finishing in a few moments. Tank fires, Marines are going to stim. Opportunity for ByuN. He needs to get through onto a lot of these tech units. I mean, he wasted a lot of time on the White Vikings. I say wasted, but he didn't really have much choice. But he is getting through, and he's going to break through this army, and he's going to take the advantage. He's going to take the position. The orbital command lifts off, and ByuN is going to get it done to win out 2-1, knocking down Percival, and that's GG's. ByuN sets himself into the semi-finals today. He's going to be playing against either Shameless or Nicorite. I think that match is done, but the result has just not been posted. Either way, what is ready for us is MaxPax versus Rogue. That was the first semi-final ready, so we are going to get MaxPax Rogue started up in a few moment's time. So MaxPax and Rogue coming up for our first semi-final of the day. Then ByuN will play against either Nicorect or Shameless, which is also a fun round of 4. I'm not sure what the result was on that. I don't see either of them online, to be honest, either, so I've got no idea. As we can jump in and get rolling for MaxPax Rogue. It's Leyline to start us off. Game 1 of this upcoming BO3. Alright, apparently Shameless won that other one, so Shameless winning that, getting through to the semis to play ByuN. Beautiful. Let's call this guy. Hello.
Oh, there you go. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Could have been better.
Could have been better. I heard you were 1-up against MaxPax.
Yeah. I could smell the victory already. Again, the last 4 matches were 2-2.
That's impressive.
The last 40, we are 37-3.
Yeah. You know, you gotta lose some to learn, you know?
Exactly. I lost a lot, so I learned the most. He's still doing many catching ups. All right, listen to this.
Listen.
It's a best of 3, right?
Yeah, it is.
I think what's gonna happen is we're gonna get 0 games in which Rogue gets to play a standard mid game. Every single time I see this guy play, he just loses against the high-level harassers. But if he actually gets to mid or late, I don't want to say he's the best, but did you watch that Classic game he just played?
No, I was casting something else.
He beat Classic in late game, convincingly. And Classic beat Zero in late game, convincingly.
So if you do
what
the
does
math,
that mean, Wardy? I think Rogue might actually have the best late game in StarCraft 2 right now, both in ZVT and CVP.
that's great, but he never gets that.
No, well, that's another issue. But
Yeah,
if
it's
he
kind of
gets
an
there
important issue.
theoretically, he is very good. And
So-
he sometimes gets there. But I think against Hero and MaxPax is less likely.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are so good at controlling their oracles and getting damage done, adept find damage.
Yeah.
And even when it gets to the Stalker phase, they're so good at kind of picking away as well. I'm with you. I think Rogue looks super scary the later the game goes, but my confidence in getting there is super low.
Talking about scary, Wardy, are you looking forward to Halloween?
Nope, not something I ever really think about. But
Really? Is that not a thing in England? I guess you guys already look very scary on a general basis, so it doesn't make much sense.
yeah, everyone's on a Halloween outfit every day here.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's a thing here. Just we don't do anything for it. Like
Really?
yeah, we don't. I mean, we're grown up. We don't trick or treat. So what are you meant to do?
What about egging some houses?
Yeah. I should put
TPing them? No, that's what people do. I actually, we've never had any of our houses act yet. I've been working on this theory that if you're kind to kids while they're young, they won't egg your house. So I like whenever the kids come by and they throw the ball in our yard or whatever, or they're selling like lottery tickets or whatever, I just buy them. Like I'm nice to them, so that when they're like when they turn into little pricks, they're not gonna egg my house. That is really much my hope. They'd be like, oh, let's just egg the neighbors because they didn't buy 2 lottery tickets when we were 7.
I think you're giving the kids too much credit for memory. Like I don't think they're gonna remember that you did any of this.
No, I think they actually do. So I remember in my mind, like I'd had like people, that were nice or mean, and I would never egg people's houses because, I was born with more than 20 IQ. But if I were to egg houses, I would not go for the nice folks,
Yeah, but you're a smart
and
person.
the people that are mean weren't mean. They just, they just weren't as nice as you think they should be. They wouldn't return your ball fast enough.
I don't believe it. I just don't think it's
I think that's how it works.
Yeah.
I think most crime is also local when it comes to like egging houses. Like you're not gonna travel 10 kilometers to egg someone's house, You do like the next street over.
I mean, yes, that's true.
I think I'm cooking.
See, usually we have like 2 kids that live in the street that come and knock on the house for sweets, and then I get to eat the leftovers. So.
Oh, but you do deliver them the tricks or the treats.
Well, yeah. If they knock, and we have treats. They can have treats. Like.
What is the point of a trick or treat? It's like, what is the trick?
Well, it's meant to be one or the other, right? But society has modernized it to be like you're a dick if you do pull a trick on the kids, right? So.
Oh, but you are still allowed to actually trick them.
Well, I don't. In this modern day age, it's more just like give me free candy. But
Gotcha.
yeah, I think in the past it was meant to be like you spook them and then you give them candy or something. You know?
I like that. Yeah. Last year, the year before, we kind of ran out of candy, and I anticipated that at the start. So I just started putting in like random things. So I had like potatoes and lemons and stuff, and the potatoes and lemons, they went so freaking fast. They freaking loved it, man.
Why? Because they got a big ass thing, and they were just like, "Oh my god, this is great!"
Yeah, large potato. Like, look, mom, I got a potato. You saw the mom look at me like, "Am I gonna stab this guy?"
Then Irene goes to cook the next day, and she's like, "Where the hell's everything gone?"
I gave her like 5 lemons, like 4 potatoes. They loved them.
All right.
Actually, no real damage is being dealt here, right?
Yeah, no. I mean, we shit on Rogue for not being able to defend early game stuff, and then proceeded to talk about anything else. And meanwhile, he actually had a great defense always.
Yeah, it's because nothing was happening because he was so perfect, you know? It's like watching... There's nothing interesting. Like, if a guy is juggling, like, 6 balls and they don't drop, like, what are you going to talk about? You know, he's just... Like, he's good at juggling. Like, you want me to keep saying that he's good at juggling? No, we can all see it. Rogue is doing a good job juggling the 6 balls. Which is really difficult, by the way. I think 5 is probably possible for most people. Like, as long as there's, you know, nothing wrong, you can probably get 3 balls, like, within, like... 25 to 30 minutes of practice, and then 5 if you practice a bit harder. But I think 6 is really tricky. As MaxPax now moves across the map, there is a Ling run by that's going to hit. It's going to make it hard to reinforce this position. I like how Rogue is playing this out, to be honest. 53 worker is pretty low though, Wardy.
It is pretty low. I mean, I guess he's... Well, I don't even know what he's really trying to aim to do either, right? Like, his Bayonet is only just halfway done as the lair finishes up, so it's not like he's got some kind of cool timing or anything. This isn't making a crap ton of units. He's going to throw the Hydra Den down. Just seems like such an early point in the game to be down on workers, though.
Yeah, especially to be down 20 workers. I think he wants to go for a Baneling buff at this point, but it feels kind of awkward.
I mean,
like,
I don't know what.
Awkward.
I don't feel like a Bane buff is going to work. I mean, you're so far from Bane speed as well, right? And like slow Banes probably already kind of past their sell-by date on this game, so. He's going to get a run by up over here, and MaxPax is out of position, so has to rely on the Warpins, which to be fair are very good. Zealots and the choke points are going to hold that position. A few Banes there would do a lot, as now these Stalkers are going to have to recall though, because they get caught over here as well, and I think MaxPax may be getting caught off guard by just the sheer amount of units that Rogue already has, as he does just start to produce Hydras.
69 links. 8 Hydras on the way. You think he can hit pre-storm? Taking a forward base here is crazy work, by the way, as MaxPax. He sees the lack of any drones on the forward of his opponent, and he just throws down his own forward. I think adding like 4 cannons here would be correct. Like, there's no gases on the 3rd base either. There's 1 gas on the 3rd. There's no drones there. Like, all he needs to do is not die, and he'll win the game. Which isn't a huge ask either. Oh, someone's lagging.
Someone is lagging. Here's going to be Tommy.
Oh, Sub-Zero. Thank God it's Sub-Zero.
Game paused.
They're out of here. Alright, they left. And we can get back to it. It's fastest countdown we've ever seen. But yeah, you were saying kind of crazy work. Can he hit before Storm? Maybe like a few seconds before if he does, but even if he does, like... MaxPax in bad time.
No? If he wants some more of Bane still, it's going to be too late.
Yeah, there's no way.
I guess the plan is to trick MaxPax into defending a forward base. So like, you attack the fort after it's done, and then you pretend that if you kill that forward base, that MaxPax's life is over. Oh, he loses like 20 links there in the net. Yeah, MaxPax doesn't have to defend this fort. If he just cancels this is completely fine.
Yeah. He's going to come and step forward and kind of take the fight though, but I don't even hate it. Like, he just has so much stuff. Rogue is... needing to get a few more units involved. Now he's going to get on top of the Archons. Now that there was no Zealots here a few moments, he actually had a chance to really deal some damage onto the more important units with the Hydras. There's another Archon on the front that's going to be a big target for these Hydras. It does get some good splash off. We need the Lings to start showing up to get in front of these Stalkers and to keep these Hydras safe, but I just don't feel like Rogue still has enough. His army supply lead is at 20, but I mean, considering MaxPax is very close to more warp-ins, I don't think we're going to be seeing Rogue looking good for much longer.
Yeah, I mean, MaxPax has absolutely zero idea what's going on. He's up 25 workers. Like I said, he probably could hold this on 2 bases at this point and be fine. He can give up 2 bases right now. As long as he doesn't lose all of his workers, he's kind of okay. He has like superior tech with the Storm. There's no bailing speed at all. There's no +2 on the way. There's not even +1 range for these Hydras. So unless MaxPax really messes this up, he should not lose this game. We're going to get 2 Storms in the mix right now. One of them connects with not a whole lot. Bailing's actually dealing a lot of damage here, but MaxPax just has so much supply that I just don't really see how Rogue is going to be really doing anything here. Stalker's being warped in. This is going to get pushed back for now, but army supply is still so close, and defensive positions for MaxPax. He isn't building a Templar countdown, which does worry me. Like, if you have no Templar, your army isn't actually better.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at this and I think, I mean, Rogue basically struggled to kill a 4th base that MaxPax could have given up and it wouldn't have mattered, right? And that basically tells you how this entire fight went, but man, Rogue had a good early game, only to never have enough drones, and this attack had no real zing behind it, right? Like, there's just no danger that was attached to it.
I mean, Rogue stopped building workers when 5 minutes and 20 seconds into the game was his max worker count, and then the game lasts for 4 more minutes. So, yeah. Usually you want to hit like ASAP after you stop building workers, and his first push really hit at like 7 minutes. So that is, I think, too late, simply. Like, it's not how it's supposed to be.
I wonder what he wanted to do then, because the Hydra felt so late for what he ended up doing and when he cut workers. I wonder if just something was just missing. Maybe he did just want to Ling Bane burst, but then felt it wasn't the time, so he went Hydra instead. It's just a weird sequence of events.
I think he thought that his Ling run by could do more. You know, like he could really clear something there, and then you go again, and maybe it's fine, or you drone up and you're on 4 base and it's kind of fine, or maybe he was hoping to like swoop all these Stalkers up at some point and it just didn't work out. Whatever his plan was, MaxPax held it. And we still like to criticize MaxPax in this case, because taking a 4th base here against 50 drone Zerg, like, it's just not the correct call, right? Like, he ends up winning because this all-in didn't make a whole lot of sense, but it was just not the correct call. Like, you can hold this on 66 workers, 6 gas, get 2-3 Templar, a bunch of cannons, and he didn't get any benefit from the 4th base during any point during this game, and it exposed him significantly more, made it harder to defend his natural and 3rd at the same time, lost his 4th base, like it just exposed him more. It gave Rogue a target that he could attack, so not a huge fan of that. We had a very fast scout, which is going to turn into a block. Is this going to block in time? It's going to be close. It will. It will?
Oh!
I think Rogue was too late, no?
Yeah,
he arrived at like 289.
Yeah, you gotta build it. If
that's a
300 mineral hatchery, no chance. But 275?
No chance, yeah. 275, you can do it, Rogue. Absolutely. Yeah, now gets it down over on the 3rd base location. Oh, I thought MaxPax this trick, by the way.
Yeah? What trick?
The new wall.
Oh, the new wall? The one where you can wall and then wall again?
Yeah. Yeah, with just a single pylon gateway core. I told him it will take 25 minutes or so to learn it on every map. He said that's a pretty significant time investment. Bro, you play like 12 hours a day. Like, at first, he also tried fighting me that it wasn't better. And then I showed it to him. He was like, okay, I believe it's better. You think I can learn? I said, man, like, hey, of course you can learn it. Like, it's...
You think I can learn a wall?
Yeah. It shouldn't be an issue. He actually kind of messed it up, though, to be honest here. Like, it's not entirely correct, but it's fine. The gateway, I think, should be 1 further down, but it will still work. Actually, will it? No, I think he messed it up. Oh, MaxPax. It do be like that sometimes, you know?
It's hard to always be perfect.
Yes. But this is definitely not perfect. Oh well, it's the way of the world. Let's see what he can do, right, though. Not like they're gonna go single gate into 3rd base then. Did you see the Maestros of the Game games?
I casted some of the groups. I casted the first day and a bit of the playoffs.
Do you see Hero versus Serral?
Yeah.
Crazy series,
That
no?
was good. That was fun. That final
Yeah.
game that Serral turned around and won was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was actually ridiculous. I think that entire series, I think it's one of the best series that Serral has been involved in the past few years. Like,
Yeah.
no offense to Serral, but Serral, at least in CVP, Serral is like extremely boring. Like he's so good and he plays super standard, but he had some really like cute kind of strategies. Got a bit unlucky at times, got a little bit lucky other times. And then he just played such phenomenal StarCraft. In like that final game was insane.
Yeah, the final game. It was funny because I can't remember what I had to go, so I had to leave. So and I was like, it was like game 5 or something, and then Hero won, and I was like, oh, that was meant to be my last game. I was like, I'm gonna squeeze one more game, and like I'm really gonna push it. And obviously, it really looked like Hero's gonna win game 6, you know. And I was like, there's no way I can cast game 7. He turned around, it's like, that's nice, but it's also nice because it was a crazy game.
Yeah, it was really, really good. And even the game before on Incorporeal, the Hero build was crazy.
Yeah, that one where he just killed him.
Like he saved like 30 zealots till 7 minutes and just A-moved across the map. Like faked the gases on the third. It was so freaking good, man. Very nice series. I was super impressed by it.
Yeah, it was
And I mean, the freaking DT Blink build is all wild. But yeah, either way, enough about that stuff. Then we have another game in front of us. So MaxPax takes the third base on location very quickly. Second Oracle comes out. See what he's actually planning on doing here. No third Oracle, double gas. I'm expecting Forged Twilight right now. Like his Twilight is kind of late. MaxPax often does this, where he gets like kind of a later Twilight than you have to, because you can build at the moment you have 100 gas generally, but he'll just wait a bit longer, and that usually, you know, gives the impression that he's not super interested in pushing quickly.
Oracle is going to get hit quite hard. I mean, that's a lot of HP lost from the Oracle already as the single revelation came down to try and keep track of things. And Evo Chimp finishes up for Rogue so he can build himself into an upgrade here in these early stages. And typically that does lead to melee and then you play Lings, but that's not fun when you're playing against a charge upgrade and it's going to be Zealots first. It's kind of what MaxPax wants here.
Yeah, he scouted the Evo. So I think this was a response, because he also pulled out of gas for a second in his main, then he put it back in because I was like, oh, whatever, like it doesn't make sense anymore. But I'm not certain if he was going to go charge anyway.
Yeah, maybe just a reply, like you say. It does put you in a good place. Bane's coming up now from Rogue, who is not going into Alara or anything just yet. He's obviously building a good round of Lings, but still got drones on the way too, so he is getting that work count up still at this point in time.
He is getting a ridiculous amount of Lings, no?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he is, but then he was also like I say, he was still adding some drones, so I didn't really believe in that it was going to be committed, but he's at 50 drones again, man.
This is double Oracle? Double Oracle into something else. Like, you know that double Oracle, you don't need this many units at 50 drones. Like, he's I think he's gonna bust. But he has a lair and now goes up to 5. He's like, what is this build? He does the exact same thing again. It's like after last game's success.
He's like, well, you know, I really saw my run by last time had potential. He warped in a couple cells. So if he doesn't do that this time, I'm good. No, I mean, now he's going back into drones. I mean, maybe he's just waiting for MaxPax to move out. And he's like, surprise, I've got way more units than I ever should. And then maybe you can cause chaos from there. Because he is going to wrap around all these units. The slow Banes are going to be able to come through and help connect. But they're again blocked by the Queens. So the Queens want to get forward onto the Oracles. We deny the stasis ward. Oracles get pushed back a little, but do we even have enough Lings to do that much across the other side? We're going to try, but I feel like defensive warp-ins, we should just be okay, to be honest.
And now he drones back up. Like at this point, if he would have moved across the map or something, I'd be like, oh, that kind of makes some sense, you know? Like your goal was to clear the push big time and then go for a kill move, but he's droning up behind this. So despite this being a good hold, MaxPax is in a fine spot because his eco was superior this entire time.
Yeah.
So what are we afraid of right now as MaxPax? Like, the things that Max wants are probably a scout onto the Hive, and I think a scout onto the fort base as well, because you want to know what type of worker count you're up against. If you're against a like Lair Tech Zerg, and there's not that many workers onto the fort base, it's like we're not really worried. If the worker count gets a little bit higher, maybe you want to get a fort base. So there's 12 more drones now. Like everything that we know about economical Zerg theory is the exact opposite of what Rogue does, right? He builds units early, drones late, and then he kind of mixes in drones with units rather than having a portion of time where he's droning up hard and then gets his units out. This is suboptimal when it comes to to mineral income and to gas income as well. So I'm very, very confused as to what Rogue is doing. He is up in supply right now. He went up to 83 workers, adding in a lot of Hydras, and he's staying on double Evo, no Hive. So most likely we're gonna get kind of like an extended Hydra Ling Bane game. We've seen him play like this. The last GSL he played this a crap ton as well. Like these Hydra Ling Bane styles.
See what he gets to as the +2 and the blink comes up from MaxPax. Got a good tech army as well, right? Immortal and Archon building up. Fourth base coming down comfortably here, and Rogue is going to be establishing, like you say, with that Ling Bane Hydra, an attempt to get on this map and see what he can do. He's got good creep spread, right? He does have good creep up in the middle.
It's actually insane, yeah. It's so good. Like mechanically, he's actually mental. Like the amount of times he gets supply blocked is so low. The money spent, the injects are freaking insane as well. The way he micros in fights is... I think he actually has the best Hydra Ling Bane micro. Like, it is crazy how good he is with these army movements. And I mean, he's still up like 40, 50 supply or 30 supply right now. The problem just is going to be if like a Zealot run by gets across the map, you'll need to start chasing that. If storms are hitting your Banelings, you're going to be in some trouble. Let's see how MaxPax is going to get this first defense off.
Storm's coming down. Bane's getting hit kind of hard right there as they try to get through. The High Templar do take a few shots. There's a lot of units left still from Rogue here. As the High Templar are now out of energy to storm. The Archons are going to have to be a big part of the damage dealing here as well. And we're just going to be having the extra Hydras just stepping through. Looking okay to have a lot of the Hydras still left over. We've got Banes to deal with the extra round of Zealots that just showed up. A couple of those storms do some good work though, and that might just be enough to kind of slow Rogue down a little. He is going to start getting probes though, so economic damage will be done. But he's also got those Zealots on the other side that you'll have to stop to deal with as well.
Yeah, this Zealot run by though was kind of in limbo. It was too far away from the base to defend and too far away from Rogue's base to really deal damage and pull reinforcements back. Like, had these Zealots come in the moment the first Baneling wave disappeared, this would have been an easy peasy defense for MaxPax. But instead, they weren't really doing anything on the other side. They weren't really doing anything defensively. So he was just down 20 supply from what he should have been. And as a result, MaxPax's defense actually wasn't great. He lost quite a few workers. His Archon count has been pretty much reset. There's 87 drones right now out for Rogue. And Rogue's in a pretty decent spot, I would say. He's gonna go for a Baneling run by onto the fort. The one thing that Max does have going for him is that he can mine from 8 gases, and that means fast Archon increases. He also has 4 Immortals. He has plenty of Stormers as well. And if these Baneling run bys don't actually do anything, I think MaxPax doesn't really have much to worry about in like the immediate near future.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. You've seen the couple of probies going down still as we just have obviously another big round of units from Rogue. He's just going to keep building more of the same. He will get Overlord speed, so he can maybe go drop Lords to kind of mix up the direction of attack a little bit here, but the general consensus is Ling Bane Hydra, overwhelm and try and get a lot done. This is very similar to what MaxPax lost to Solar with the other day, or Solar had a much better way of getting to this point without kind of stopping at 50 drones. That was in the Liu Cup last week, so maybe this is something that Koreans are feeling is like MaxPax's weakness in this matchup, because they seem to be very consistent about Ling Bane Hydra and up against him with the rest of the units going through. And
one key thing is actually these Zealot run-bys, because Zealots are pretty much useless in the fights as long as Banelings are alive. So you want to time these these Zealot run-bys as the opponent wants to attack. Ideally like 3-4 seconds before an attack goes down. That way you're forcing a pullback, you get another Archon, you get another Immortal out. This is why Prisms are also so good, because you force a lot of like resources to stay at home. A lot of Hydras, a bunch of Links in multiple locations often. And I think these Zealot run-bys that MaxPax is constantly sending out, they look bad. You know, it's like, oh no, another minus 300 on the left side, another minus 400 on the right side. But all you care about is increasing your gas army. And right now, 2,700 resources in gas for MaxPax. That means he has 4 Archons, 6 Immortals, and 6 Templar. He has a pretty decent spread as well, with at least 3 Archons on the right side. Another Zealot run-by is gonna come in, but I think Rogue just needs to send it, because he's been waiting too long already.
Yeah, I don't think time is really Rogue's friend. That's a massive storm. It's a good stasis ward. Storm on that right side is huge as well. It's hitting the Lings, and then it's going to hit the Hydras to try and get down. We're going to kill a bunch of probes, and maybe we could get the Nexus out of this, but it costs Rogue a lot of units. And there's always that scare factor of, if you give up so many units, does MaxPax not just have an army that then steps back across the map against you? You just killed the 6 base as well as MaxPax, so Rogue is not exactly just steaming ahead on bases. And we didn't even kill this Nexus. That Nexus does live through here from MaxPax as well. And now Rogue, equal on supply, not looking pretty for him. This was not enough damage.
Yeah. Yeah, the Zealot run by did indeed kill that base. Also, 8 drones went down during all of that. Let's not forget that Rogue hadn't been upgrading for a while, so this was just with 2-1 upgrades as well into, I think, the majority of that fight was +3 for MaxPax. Max is now moving out on the map. This is a bit of a risky move. He has a Zealot run by at the same time. Baneling count isn't necessarily high, but this fight is just on creep, which means Banelings have a much easier time finding these Templars and also reaching them. Because you can come from different angles, and you're just moving way faster.
Opportunity then for Rogue perhaps, but it is MaxPax standing on this group because he feels good about his situation. So there's a few Zealots off to the left, a lot of units coming around the right. The Zealots on the left will see the flanking kind of surround that Rogue was already trying to set up. MaxPax actually steps back over there. The Archon tanks a few Banelings, no problem at all. As we are just going to start jumping on this army. That means that Rogue just has to go right now. He has to commit to the surround, but what he runs in with looks very, very pitiful. Compared to the power of MaxPax's force, GG. And even though Rogue got through Classic today, he does not get close to getting through MaxPax.
No, but that first push was pretty close.
Yeah, the first push, but I feel like it just... He burned out straight after that, though. Like, there was no follow-up to it.
He's just chasing Zealots for the next minute and a half, right? Like, if he can go instantly again with 25 Banes and you have like a bit of a Hydra backline, it's a different story. But yeah, it just wasn't the case. It's why we sometimes see spines being constructed on like the outside bases as well. So you're a little bit more secure just going forward. Let's not forget that the mid game also wasn't brilliant for Rogue, right? Like, there were some serious like eco issues there, I think.
Yeah. If he just went 70 drones and then did all of this,
I think you can defend the initial Zealot stuff like probably on 57, 60, and then once you clear that, you go straight to 76. Yeah, because 4th is done.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, our second semi-final is a fun one. Shameless and ByuN. ByuN maybe expecting the round of 4. Shameless a bit of a surprise name, perhaps, but he has been in the round of 4 before. He made top 4 a few weeks back in 46, when he lost to Creator.
Back in 46.
Yeah, that's how we talk about the Mondays now. It's like years.
Yeah.
It's basically how my life's defined, It's like, how many Monday Cups does that ago?
Yeah. We're 1% into the century of Monday Cups.
1% is a century.
Yeah. Do you know how old Shameless is?
Shameless? I think he's young, right? He's like 19, 20?
19, yeah. May 11, 2006. Lev Bondarenko. Shameless started playing StarCraft 2 in 2017 after his father introduced him to the game. He began to play ladder only in 2019, and a little more than a year later, Shameless got into the Grandmaster League.
I've seen his name for a while, but obviously, yeah, he started playing young.
Yeah, very young. You know what team he's currently playing for?
No. Teamless.
Little Fairy.
Little Fairy? Really? They still exist?
Yeah.
Crazy.
What type of team is this?
To me, this was a WTL, Chinese team.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised they still exist when WTL ended. Is all. Like they seem to pop up just to play in WTL. I didn't realize people were still part of this team.
Their logo looks like
Tinkerbell?
The fairy from Peter Pan.
Yeah, Tinkerbell, no?
Yeah, Tinkerbell. Yeah, Tinkerbell.
Yeah, it looks like they just copy-pasted from somewhere, but...
Do you think they drew it as their logo? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
I feel like a cheeky reverse Google image would hurt the Little Fairy brand significantly.
It's China, though. They don't care, right?
Don't they? I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I also don't care.
I mean, they're not even meant to be on the internet, so if they break the rules on the internet, what can even happen, you know?
Yes.
Something like that.
I like it. It made a lot of sense. It logically followed.
It logically
Ooh.
followed.
He's gonna cancel that Zealot, isn't he? He's not. Zealot into Adept, I guess. Do you think he believes his proxy? No, he saw it already. It's gonna be Reaper first. ByuN is forgetting about his command center. Oh, he's gonna go Factory first. No. What is ByuN doing?
He's just not building anything. Oh, he's waiting for the probe to leave to go factory,
Why?
then CC at the same time.
I mean, to be fair, it is very confusing. Like, if I were to scout this as Shameless, I would actually just think my opponent probably is like it's a single gas. And the barracks had been scouted. So I guess you could think that is a double barracks opener, and then you'd force out a battery in the main base. Let's see, if Shameless builds a battery in the main base, the plan will have worked. If Shameless doesn't build a battery in the main base, then the plan was as useless as it looked. But it is a fake, basically pretending to have a second barracks out on the map that can build more Reapers. God, this is a disaster, isn't it, for the Zealot?
Yeah, I don't feel like Mr. Zealot wants to be here, as Reaper obviously gets pretty much every advantage possible against him, so it's a slow death. Just maybe even worse. As the Adept shows up, hey, it's not going to be a death, so hey, he's alive.
Maybe
Saved
even
by
worse.
Embarrassing. Oh my
Oh,
god,
no,
the
is that
Adept
still gonna
touched him. Oh my god.
Oh, I thought it was bait, you know?
Yeah.
If Shameless would have gotten this, he would have been the king of bait. He should have been a fisherman. Oh,
Ah,
gets
he
the hit.
it.
No way.
Oh my god, he
That's
actually kills the Reaper.
Is it worthwhile? Reaper for a Zealot? I mean, this is obviously not what he wanted, but given the situation, I don't think he could have, gotten much more done. You think he sees that there's a mine up there? Now he does. Oh, canceled it. He's like, I don't want to shade away from that.
Yeah, mine pulls back. The Marines gather. The medevac on the way as we got a gateway and a robo facility building back at home. And yeah, a little bit of a weird start. ByuN finally going to fly his CC to the low ground and has the Marine count to come forward and deal with that Adept. Should raise in the depot as well. Stop the Adept shade getting in.
Did you know that Aligala gives ByuN about an 87% chance of beating Shameless in the best of 3?
I'm not surprised by that. ByuN has a lot more results than Shameless. Even though I don't think it's I think it's one of those matches that's inaccurate for a Aligala prediction.
I think so too. I think it's going to be closer to 75%.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. I think 87 is on the high end here. Oh, Adept goes down. Good start for ByuN though so far this game, as this mine drop is also going to deal some significant damage, at least indirect. I think he can go to the main as well, yeah. This is the worst case scenario. Oh, this is the double worst case. He even gets the Umbro. If he gets the second Umbro, oh my god. This is terrible.
Yeah.
If he had retargeted on a Stalker there, it actually would have been the best thing. Oh, the mine stays alive in the main.
Yeah,
I mean, this is...
kills the Stalker and stays alive. Crazy.
Yeah.
So good.
This actually is the worst case.
Yeah, I mean, this is terrible. Loads of lost mining time. Widowmine's still alive, still a threat. You didn't really deal with it. You lost a Stalker. I mean, this was kind of as bad as it gets, really, just for a very simple mine drop early in the game. And it just gives ByuN a lot more freedom. It was coming through a lot of difficult TVPs today. He 2-0'd Hero. It was a massive struggle. Games that he was winning all the way through. I've never seen someone win so difficult.
Really?
Yeah. But then he also, honestly, played the Russian Art in the first round, and that was kind of a difficult one for ByuN as well, to be honest. Like, he won that like more comfortably, but it wasn't like he just won a fight and that was it, you know. There was a lot more back and forth to it than that. So,
gotcha.
Should be kind of funny for Shameless.
Do you think you forgot his third barracks? Sure looks like it.
It definitely feels like it, because it's 6 minutes. Kind of a funky time to add a third barracks on now. And obviously 3-Rex really is just the standard. There's very few builds you can stick on 2 barracks for.
Look at that tank positioning here. Where would you go? Imagine you have MaxPax right now, Wardy. What would you do?
And map hacks?
Yeah.
I would blink to the corner, try and kill the Starport reactor.
That's disgusting. You would continue playing with it?
Yeah. Well,
So what is stopping you from just installing it?
if I download,
MaxPax all of a sudden, I would pause the game. It's like I can see the entire map. You would just use it for your advantage.
if I'd already downloaded and committed to using it, I'm not just going to suddenly be like, you know what, in this moment now I'm going to decide that this isn't wrong. Like,
you would know, but it's like I said, what if you have MaxPax now? You know, I didn't say that you necessarily downloaded it.
if halfway through the game I suddenly had map packs, yes, I would pause the game and do something about it.
That's not what you said earlier, though.
That's not the
now
question.
That you realize you're a moral failure as a human.
That's not the question you posed.
It's like, I would pause.
That's not the question you posed.
It didn't even cross your mind pausing the game and telling other people you had map back. You were like, oh, I'd snipe the tank on the low ground. Like, what's wrong with you, Wardy?
That's not the question you posed at all. Unbelievable.
Wow, that is insane.
You set me up for failure.
Yeah. Wardy's the type of guy to stop the cart in the trolley just to drive over everyone.
It's like, can we not reverse and go the other way now?
Why not both? Jesus Christ, Wardy, it's disgusting.
Get a second card.
Comet is really late. I think he forgot his third barracks. And he does have a third CC and 5 Rex as well. Right now. Ooh, Stalker's very far forward. Shameless. Be careful, my friend. Don't want to lose too many Stalkers here for no real reason. There's no Forge. Well, there is a Forge in the mix. It's just not resourcing yet. It's going to start now. Third orbital on the way here too. This push is hitting so freaking late out of ByuN. This is awkward.
Yeah, it's I mean, this is more so just like a set on the map and take your third base and just kind of play from there, which is not fun because that gives the Protoss a whole lot more freedom than you'd like a Protoss to have. The Stalker's actually going to get in around the back and ByuN going across the other side, so the Stalker's going to get a ton of SCVs as ByuN does nothing about it. He is just going to continue to the other side. Auto turret's going down, try and get some workers himself. We recall before killing that tank, but we do also need the Stalkers at home to help defend, I imagine.
Yeah. This position is quite scary. You got a couple of mines that are sieging up. Oh, this is a terrible fight for ByuN, though.
That doesn't look good, does it? Does Zealots get the charge on through? ByuN's numbers just not looking good. He gets chased completely. The only thing worse would have been if those Stalkers could have caught him and got the medevacs. We turned with everything there. And that means the rest of the bio goes down. So this goes from bad to worse, and Shameless is looking very good.
I mean, credit to Shameless as well, but I think mainly ByuN looked very bad there. Mines completely splashed over his entire army, and then his retreat was anything but smooth.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it was ugly from ByuN. I mean, he has to tap out this game because of it's Shameless.
Wow.
Super comfortable game one in the end. I mean, started off a little bit wavy, but really just, yeah. ByuN kind of gave him an opportunity and he seized it.
Gave him an opportunity. He seized it, Wardy.
I feel like that's what ByuN's been doing all day, just the other Protoss players didn't seize it.
Yeah. Seize the day. Seize the opportunity.
Seize the map win.
Seize the map win. Do you eat a lot of potatoes, Wardy?
Not a lot. Maybe like once a week, maybe twice a week, maybe.
I feel like potatoes used to be more popular when I was younger.
I feel like potatoes were just like something that my parents added with everything. Like we had some form of potato all the time.
Yeah, in my mind too. Like I feel like 5 times a week was potato. You know, maybe even 6 times a week.
Yeah,
but I could be wrong. I feel like rice just wasn't.
Yeah,
wasn't as common. Same with like pasta stuff. I mean, we ate it more. It's more potato based, I think.
ByuN left. Yeah, I'm not sure what. Sure what happened there. I'm not sure. Like, I feel like they used to always just use potatoes. And like nowadays, if we have potatoes, we mostly only have potatoes when we have like roast roast dinner. Like that's the only thing we really.
Hey, you do like baked potatoes or like fried potatoes?
We go through like a phase of. Okay, sometimes we make like sweet potato like wedges or like chips with like we have like burgers or something, stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes we eat hash browns, I guess, which are like potatoey.
I mean, they are potatoes, no? Hash browns?
Yeah, they're made of potatoes, so yeah.
Yeah.
But like, we don't make hash browns, we just have hash browns, you know what I mean? So I guess when I consider it like that, maybe a little bit more, but like, still way less than in the past. Like, I mean, my parents used to make chips all the time.
Oh, yeah, I freaking love chips.
Yeah. Like homemade chips.
Yeah, big fry fan. Chips.
I like fruits as well.
Yeah. I don't eat it enough though. It's just the thing is they're like significantly better when they're actually fried.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's just a hassle to fry stuff, you know?
But yeah, I wouldn't make proper chips in the house, so.
Yeah, and then buying it feels like it feels wrong for me to like regularly buy fried like it's just expensive for like potatoes, you know? You know how cheap they are in the shop. It feels, you know, mentally bad for me.
The only reason we have chips on I'd say a regular basis is because obviously like here it's like very popular like at the seaside. So if we walk early on the beach, sometimes just get chips.
Yeah,
But then
I like
it's
that.
not super expensive either because we live in a cheap place, right? So
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, we have an air fryer and sometimes we put it in there, but it isn't the same as being fried. It doesn't feel the same to me. Like maybe, you know, I'm not doing it correctly, but I feel like there's something about like properly fried chips that just makes it better.
properly fried chips. No, I'm with you.
Yeah. There used to be like a place nearby my house when I lived in Rotterdam that sold like, so it was just like regular fries, and I'd pay like, I think it was like 180 or something. It's like regular fries and maybe like 210, and you added like peanut sauce, you know, or whatever. And you'd get a bag that would feed like a family of like 3 or 4, and I'd eat it all by myself. It was so freaking good. Like I went there pretty frequently. I have no clue how these guys ran a profit. At some point, this shop did a renovation. Like there was nothing wrong with the old interior, you know, but I think they just wanted new interior. And then in the new interior, it was so echoey that I could never hear whatever these guys were saying. I just couldn't hear it. So I stopped going because I always would have to repeat my order 5 times, and it would make me feel too awkward.
Too awkward.
Yeah, it's terrible. Like, I just couldn't understand what they were saying anymore because of how echoey it was. It was like the worst renovation anyone's ever done. Like the setup also was weird. Like they just needed some carpets in there or something. It's like it was just bouncing around the walls. It's like the entire shop was just made into like a giant tile kitchen pretty much. When was this, the late 90s? No, it was 2018 or 19 when they switched it. They were closed for 3 months for this, and then I went there twice and I had to redo my order like 5 times. I just couldn't do it.
This is why I don't like ordering like takeaway on the phone, because I'm just like, I feel like no one's good at listening to what you say on the phone, or maybe I talk badly on the phone. Every time they're just like this, I'm like, no, not that, this, and they're like, wait, this, I'm like, no, still not that. Like I hate it. Awful person.
Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, they lost me as a customer. It was awful. Just because of their renovation. Yeah, great place as well. Nice owners. And I didn't have the heart to tell them either. Like I'm
You
sure
didn't
they
even
were
tell them
proud of
why.
it, you know? You'd like it wouldn't be like, hey, I left because of your renovation. Like you can't understand me anymore. It's awful. I can understand you. You can understand me. Like you ruined the vibes. Get some carpets or something. Because I'm sure they were proud of the renovation, and I bet other people didn't care because they're not weird. But you know, it felt wrong to me. All right. What do we have here? We have a heli shooting stuff. We have a 7 marine drop coming in. Quick blink. 2 gate. Ooh, a bit of a stop here on the workers on the natural. There we go. Continues it. Did the marine drop just go home? I was like,
Yeah, didn't like it.
Yeah. Fair play. Again, no third barracks quite yet. Fast third refinery, eBay. Maybe this is just how he likes to play.
I think I got third barracks this time though. Ow.
Yeah, but it's too late.
It's still earlier than last time though.
Yeah. Like 15 seconds too late or so. Usually you cut like maybe 1 or 2 marines to get it, unless you're planning on pushing, but I don't. You think he's doing like a 2 tank push? That's possible, I guess. 2 tank with marines. He used to play this quite a bit. In between pushy. It's not quite, you know. It's not stim. Like he just moves across the map, sees if he can do something, and if not, he goes back, maybe comes with stim. You have these awkward situations sometimes as a result of this. This is a good Raven harass as well. It's going to get 2-3 workers. It's pretty significant. Because you don't want to add a lot of production if you're being pushed with Mine Tank. And then you might die to the follow-up push. So it's a kind of a cool build. I don't mind him denying his own combat for that a little bit. Is there any Guardian Shield here? No Guardian Shield. Guardian Shield would be huge in this hole.
Kind of feels like
Shameless is really good at getting these pickoffs, by the way, like the reinforcements. He's so consistent about it.
I was gonna say, do you not feel as though Shameless is very close to just being able to jump on this? I guess I wouldn't mind just a lot to deny it, no?
Yeah. I'm not sure if it does enough, though.
Yep.
Okay, need to clear that.
Oh, the medevac! That's the medevac with the tank, and as he retreats. ByuN did not expect those stalkers there, so he actually is able to get a big pick off. Now going to go for a second tank, but he's going to lose 2 stalkers already. Going to make it 3. He needs to at least turn around for the tank, surely. At this point, no, he misclicks it. Tank still lives. Oh my god. This went from being great to not so great.
Thank you, Potter. The boy who lived. Oh, this is a terrible push.
Yeah, that needed to stop a little bit of a moment sooner, but this started so well from Shameless, and then just like I say, it kind of fizzled out a little bit, unfortunately.
1625 resources lost against 1425. Eco has been slightly better for Shameless though. Has a 4th base on the way, which I'd say is an interesting call. Oh, someone's lagging. Sub-Zero instantly left.
Instantly left, yeah.
Oh, poor guy. Where's Sub-Zero from?
Somewhere Eastern Europe.
Ah, okay. Gotcha. Ooh, Robo Bay. It's rare to see people go Colossus instead of Templar, and I'm not necessarily against it. It just makes the first hold significantly harder if there's an SCV pool with it. Like, if ByuN were to pool all of his workers right now, I think ByuN would just win the game instantly. Like, it would actually be over. But instead, he's just going to set up at a 3rd base. So that's the one thing that Storm is really good against. And because so many people are pooling the boys every single game, I'm surprised to see the Colossus here. Okay. Observers have good vision. Look at the Zealot flank. I think Shameless is actually really good at making sure that these engagements are well set up. Like, he's kind of calm in how he wants to fight most of the time.
Yeah, he's doing a lot to be able to preemptively set himself up right. And so he just doesn't have to worry about the initial investment into the fight straight away, basically.
Yeah. Ooh, thermal lance coming in. 20% in. Some zealots on the side. I mean, ByuN really needs to do something right now. Like, he's not in a good spot. Does not have any preemptive Viking production. Could start him because he already has 5 medevacs. I think this is it's now or never for him, really. But the Zealot run by comes in. There are units nearby to help out. Is this enough, though? I think he's going to lose quite a few SCVs if he ain't careful. He's definitely going to lose the tank.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like those zealots overwhelm. I mean, even just pushing the barrier so far back, right? Because you get the tank, you get a bunch of SCVs during this. We're not done yet. This isn't even fully cleaned up, so it turns into a very effective zealot run by. 10 workers end up dropping.
Yeah, tank goes down. And I think the most important thing here isn't any of that. It's just the fact that Thermal Lance finishes up and you're going to get a second Colossus before the push comes in, right? That is just so big. We have a Zealot going towards the bottom side here as well. Observer vision is insane. We have 3 observers well positioned. So Shameless knows exactly where he wants to be going. Pulls back some of these Zealots right now. And I mean, ByuN needs a huge win, like yesterday. And I don't think he's going to get it anytime soon. He's starting Viking production. He's going to get 4 to 6 Vikings out by the time there will be 3 Colossus and 2-1 upgrades against 1-1. So double force active, 5th base on the way. Like, Shameless is in an insane position right now. He's adding in the extra gateways as well. He's freaking owning, man.
Yeah, he's rocking this position. He's going to get cancel on his command center as well. It's going to be an easy grab. Kills it. Not even a cancel. So ByuN with money down the drain as now Stalker Colossus pushes in over on that right-hand side. And we are going to start working our way through a couple of those depots and obviously just open up space onto this base. I mean, these Colossus, there's nothing that really touches them. The Vikings are just sat in the middle, not doing anything at all. So these Colossus can just bully, get damage done. And Shameless just letting his run by just do a lot of the work, pull a lot of units over to the side, and just be very cautious with the rest of the army as well. Because things are still getting better for him. Upgrades are still ticking along. The Prism's on the way over. And he's just expanding massively behind this. And that's the main thing, right? If you establish all of this economy behind it, your ability just to trade and just keep on trading is going to be there. And that's something the Terran can't do because they're currently succumbed to 3 bases because that 4th base got killed.
Yeah, Shameless does need to be careful though, because he is very far out on the map right now. He's getting a lot of different upgrades. He wants to trade away from his base, but he doesn't want to throw away any of his key units. So every trade here that Shameless takes is good as long as he doesn't get pushed back. Forcing out stims, phenomenal stuff, right? Because you know there's not going to be too many more medevacs. I'd love to see maybe 6 to 7 more workers and a second robotics facility, maybe even a third robotics facility, 4 or 5 more gateways. Like Shameless's supply is not so high right now, and his ability to reproduce is also not necessarily great. Vikings are going to spot this prism going in, by the way, and we'll catch it before it gets a warping up. Kind of frustrating as Shameless moves in forward with the Stalkers, has vision with observers everywhere still, wants to definitely pop out some stims out of his opponent.
Shameless is going to keep maintaining just map control. ByuN will try and step away to that 4th base. Obviously, denying the prism does feel huge because that's just one thing you do not want to be dealing with right now when the game is maybe not already feeling super great for you. So forces a new prism out, knocks the rocks down, tries to make it more difficult for Shameless to position, but Shameless actually gets into the high ground here. He's going to send a few zealots into the natural and force everything else to come up this ramp. I just don't know if he can really take this fight. 3 Colossus are nice, but are they enough to kind of just stand here and fight and just not have any sort of zoning? The Vikings are going to take their chance to hit those Colossus a little bit, but the Viking Stalkers are going to be there to fight back a little too. Looks as though this is going to mostly be a disengage.
Yeah, but he killed a couple of Vikings, killed a couple of, like forced out another stim. Got a couple of SCVs. Look at the medevacs right now. We have 6 medevacs, and 2 of them have a tiny amount, just the tiniest amount of energy right now. We're going to get another stim force. You don't want to actually engage into this, as Shameless realizes after losing the prism, this ain't going to be worth it. Gets the blink upgrade for the DTs, has his extra upgrades coming in. I mean, he's going to get so many bases. He needs to eventually start adding in something else. Disruptor, Storm, I don't care, but just pure Zealot Stalker Colossus does not end up trading well against a maxed out Ghost Marauder Viking force. It just doesn't.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised we didn't have something extra on the way through at this point. Is Stalker's going to get a nice blink to go after a couple of Vikings, but there's a lot of bio over to that right side that's going to get involved. And you can see the Zealots now start to melt away. And ByuN is just being patient, letting Shameless pick the fights into him and just letting himself kind of take some better trades because of it all. Now going to start up a 5th command center. 3 upgrades are here soon. More and more tech rolling out for ByuN. And as he's maxed out, we'll see what he wants to do next, as obviously Shameless has done one thing right behind this. I still love the fact that he's just massively expanding, just base after base, and giving himself the chance to just have that economy throughout.
Yeah, the problem is that his gas eco isn't necessarily brilliant, and his like important unit infrastructure freaking blows. Like single robotics facility at this point is actually a real shame over here. He has 4 Colossus out, and he's just continuing to fight from a distance, but eventually he's just going to get his army cleaned up. DT's now trying to clear this planetary. It's not going to work out. As I mean, if we get a real fight here at any point, Shameless could be in some trouble.
Let's see if he can control the area well enough. The Vikings going to get a chance to go after the Colossus again. Stalkers are quick to try and jump onto them. The Zealots again giving themselves up to create space for the Stalkers and the Colossus to do the rest of the work. But again, you're giving up a lot of Zealots each and every time. I do feel as though because he's been so aggressive attacking in each time he feels like he can, he is missing, like you say, like the infrastructure to kind of, rebuild on, for example, because he's had to spend the money elsewhere. So maybe if he'd taken like a minute somewhere along the way just to invest in those things and then kind of play like this, it would have been a whole lot more comfortable.
I think one of the key concepts in StarCraft 2 is that you kind of want to be ahead with your tech against your opponent if you're in control, right? And it feels like Shameless realized that his eco was so good. He was like, okay, I'm just going to keep trading again and again and again. But he never really got to the core units of ByuN. Like, medevacs didn't really die. The ghost count hasn't been denied fully at any point, and neither have the Vikings. So ByuN kind of keeps building on top of this army that eventually is going to surpass Shameless's. And now Shameless sees this like, oh crap, I wish I had triple robo where I could produce Disruptor for. I wish I had Storm ready, or I wish I could transition into Tempest. Because right now, he has a worse army. And once Liberators get out on the map, he's going to be in serious trouble because we already have +2 ship weapons. So Advanced Ballistics plus Liberators are going to kind of be the next tool, and that should be a hard counter to Disruptors already.
At what point do we have to just give in and go Storm?
I mean, he had to go Storm a while ago if he wants to transition into some air stuff. And if he wanted to play like Disruptor, which tends to be a little bit more momentum based, he would have to have been more aggressive because he allowed ByuN to stay like 76 workers, or maybe not more aggressive, but more efficient, like better basically. He should have dealt more damage against the eco. But we didn't see any of that. We haven't seen a Prism come in either in a while. This has just been terrible.
Yeah, no, it's just not played out the way you wanted to. Maybe got carried away with his position, but hasn't been able to force it enough. Taking that gold base. Am I crazy? Why does no one knock down the watchtower before they take the gold?
This is a lot of work.
Surely it's better than just taking the gold.
Yeah, it's much better, of course.
This is like the third time I've seen it in a week. Because GTs are going to get base.
Yeah, wow. I mean, there's a couple of command centers as a backup. This has been much better here right now. A couple of DTs killing some workers. Problem is ByuN already has 1 or 2 liberators out, just 1. It's already harassing that middle base. I think if ByuN gets up to like 4 to 6 liberators, Shameless is actually going to be in serious trouble. Until then, his disruptors are still going to reign supreme.
I'm just getting a rude awakening as they hit the missile turrets on the right side. Fortunately, he built 2, so losing the first doesn't have too much influence, but he's not going to get in over there. As we do have Shameless still kind of stepping forward onto the map. Liberator count growing, and that is a, like you say, ever-growing issue really here for Shameless, who is just not set up to deal with a Liberator count like that in the slightest. The Disruptor's trying to zone right now. Already lost Colossus to the Vikings. ByuN will replace the base here to go back to 5 bases and just keep his economy ticking along just as much as it needs to be for the moment. He can hold on with this sort of a position, especially as he starts to get to these libs, and he has the efficiency from the liberators to make these fights a little bit better for him. So has to be still very careful about the disruptors and dodging back from them for the moment. Taking another chance to dive through and try and maybe even chase the Colossus down a little bit. ByuN seeing an opportunity to go in. He's going to target down the disruptors. He does eat one, but he gets rid of a lot of the tech units.
Yeah. Almost every Colossi goes down. 3 disruptors do manage to stay alive. I actually think this was a great trade here for Shameless, to be honest.
Yeah.
It felt like ByuN was on, you know, on the way to doing something great, but this might have actually been what killed him.
I think so.
He overstayed his welcome a little bit there. Half of his army wasn't participating in the fight. Shameless is going to take the series 2-0 in a huge surprise. ByuN, who took out Hero, now falling to the young one, the little fairy Shameless. Our 19-year-old Lev Bondarenko. Bondarenko. That's a beautiful name.
It's a beautiful name.
It is great.
Love it. Yeah, no, crazy result, especially on a day where ByuN is taken out, you know, Hero 2-0, and then ByuN falls to Shameless further down the line. Played a good game. I think you're right. ByuN just got too caught up. Like, it's so tempting. You're like, oh, I'm killing the Disruptors, I'm killing the Colossus. How can this be a bad trade for me? Well, you can still lose a lot of units when chasing those tech units down. You still got to get through the Zealot Stalker. And Shameless had a lot of money, and ByuN really did not. So he had to be way more efficient with the trades. But we never really saw the Liberators coming into play.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm with you, man.
So Shameless plays now into the finals, which, like I said, is his first finals of this tournament series. He made top 4 a few weeks ago. And against one of the legends of the tournament series in MaxPax, who has not won since edition 47.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, 5 weeks, man. How does he get by? How does he pay the bills in that time?
Yeah. There's Lars estate.
Yep. Lavish lifestyle.
Did you know that MaxPax is a really quick runner right now?
No, I have no idea.
he's like, for a what do you call it? Like a recreational runner. He's really quite quick. He did a 10K in I think 38 minutes. He said.
A 10K in 38 minutes.
Yeah, it's really fast. Or 39.
That sounds
like
very
this.
fast.
I'll ask MaxPax again.
That sounds very fast.
It's very, very fast. Like, I mean, he wouldn't be competitive at the Olympics, you know? He'd be blown out of water. He wouldn't qualify even. That's how pathetic it is. But for a recreational runner, this is very, it's really decent.
How do you know? Is this just like based on trust?
He sometimes just tells me when he loses to me, it's like, at least I'm faster. Yeah.
How do you know he's not just making it up though to like feel better about himself?
He could. It'd be weird because he used to be worse. So it's like, you know, it's progressed over the years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Justin. Maybe as he gets better at running, he gets worse at PvP.
Maybe that is why.
That's what's happening.
I don't think it is. Also, Shameless says, thank you guys for cheering for me to the fans.
For the fans.
Yeah. I was asking for any words for the fans, and those are the words we had for the fans. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Also, I need to do some shout outs. Do you mind?
No, go out.
Shout out to Kleba KM1 for the 5 gifted subs to Hearthstone's community. A massive guy.
Huge.
Yeah. Oh, you need 27 minutes to qualify for the Olympics, so it's really far off. Because it also becomes significantly harder once you actually become very good to improve, you know?
I love how you said you have shoutouts and you did one shoutout. I really thought it was going to be more.
Yeah, but he gifted 5. And I was thinking of shouting out
You
the
gonna do
individuals,
each
but they
name?
didn't do anything except exist, so they don't get a
They're
participation
watching
trophy
your
for
stream.
that. Yeah.
You
Are
know,
they though?
Well, probably. I mean,
They might be,
they've
might be bots.
most likely joined your stream at some point, and like a lot of people in
That's
the world.
Or they're bots. We
Or
don't
they're
know.
bots. Oh, they got rid of all the bots.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. No, okay, they seem legit. I know one of them at least. Is more than 999 messages.
Wow, and he wasn't already subbed. Some dedication.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Dedication to the chat. Well, that's probably why, because the gifted subs have a higher chance of hitting people who are active in your channel.
Mm.
Like, not always, but like there's a higher chance.
It is like so. You know when I'm not sure if you guys had the same, but when I played Pokemon like Silver, and they told me that the best way to catch the legendary Pokemons is to throw Great Balls at them and then press ABBA.
APBA?
I don't think that is true.
I don't
but
think that
you know
does
what I did when I
anything.
would find Entei or the other guys?
Yeah.
I'd throw a Great Ball, ABBA, and he'd escape. I never caught a legendary in my life. I think this is one of those things. It's like, I think you're more likely to catch a sub if you're more active in the channel. I don't think it actually works.
You don't think so?
No.
They did.
You always pressed up B? Really? I like that there's like different versions of the same weirdness.
Why would you
You
press...
spam ABAB? No, it's ABBA. Specifically,
Why would-
ABBA, small pause, ABBA, ABBA, the entire time while throwing Great Balls.
See, this wouldn't work for me, because I would think pressing anything during the process of catching would probably just make it bug out and not catch. Or like break the ball. So I'd just press nothing.
Holding B was my recommendation. Isn't it A right every time the Pokeball moves? I like that everyone has their own little
Is this
thing.
really a thing? I've never heard of this. Crazy.
No, but the British probably understood statistics. It's like-
But too stupid. We just see Pokemon throw a ball, watch.
Exactly. Hold B was what I did too.
I
That's
wrote
crazy,
down to
there's so
keep the
many
ball
different ones.
closed. That's a good one. I like this one. This has logic behind it rather than just randomly pressing buttons.
Yeah. For me, it was holding A down briefly every time the ball rocks from side to side. I did A every time the ball moved too. That is the only one that has been double now.
Well, I guess
Up
it makes
B?
sense when the ball moves. You think maybe you have to interact with it, but the game wasn't that in depth.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I did like all of them. Like that is the only one that actually makes some sense in a way. It's not real sense though, you know. It's like fake making sense. Everyone holding B just wanted to cancel the balls. There were actual balls that were better against the legendaries, right? That the ball polisher in what's it called? Cerulean? No. Where did he
Cerulean
live? No, it's like the second town.
The ball
or the
polisher?
third town. Yeah, the guy that makes balls for you, Kurt, I think he's called. You save him because he got abducted by Team Rocket,
Right?
and then he makes balls for you if you give him something. Berries, maybe. I don't know. You give him something.
Oh, you give them berries and
And-
they make special balls.
Yeah, he makes special balls.
Yeah. I don't know what that has to do with ball polishing balls, but
I thought that I don't know, it was like a ball polisher or whatever, like a ball creator. He just did balls. Fun fact: the special balls in Generation 2 were bugged. Really, I always thought that they didn't work well, especially with my tricks.
It's like, I think that's something you could only do back in like silver or something.
What, special balls?
Like making them out of the apricorn things.
Ah, it was yeah. So you had friend balls,
There's a lot of type
love
of balls.
ball, fast ball, heavy Pokemon,
Yeah,
catching
heavy-
Pokemon on a
heavy
fishing
ball.
line easier.
Nest ball, net ball, dusk ball. There's a lot.
No, level, friend, lure, moon, heavy, fast, love. Those are the ones.
Those are all
Oh.
from just like the OG.
Kurt. Yeah, your gold, silver. Oh, I have another shout out I need to make. Delthus gifted 5 tier 1 subscriptions to Hearthstone's community.
He gifted 5 to my community.
Really?
Yeah.
I also gave 5 to me.
Oh, double shout out.
Yeah, that was shout out, Delthus. Big ups to you, man.
What guy? Yeah, there's a lot of special balls nowadays. I don't know when they all got introduced though. They started making these really cool Pokeball replicas, right? So I started buying them. And then it turns out they just kept making them for all the different types of balls. Obviously that gets very expensive.
Ah.
So I got 9, and I was just like, I can't keep up with this, man. Like, and they
How
start
mu-
doing the more and more obscure ones.
How many balls are there?
There's a lot, because there's a lot nowadays, like probably 20 or something, I guess. Because even just like Pokeball, Ultra Ball, Great Ball, Master Ball is like 4, Premier Ball 5. And they're just
What
the
the hell's a
basic ones.
Premier Ball? That didn't exist when I played.
The Premier Ball, it's like it's the white one.
Yeah, in Gold Silver wasn't there. That's the last time I played a Pokemon game.
I don't
That's
know.
not true. I played Shield and Sword with Irene.
You get Premier Balls are like a special deal you get. You buy Pokeballs, and every 10 you buy, you get a Premier Ball.
Yeah,
like
but that's not in
special.
Pokemon Silver.
No, it's not in Pokemon Silver, no.
No. Yeah.
How many different Pokeballs are there? There are over 30.
30 Pokeballs. Yeah, I think it's not interesting anymore if there's too many different ones, you know? Back to basic, if you ask me. Pokeballs, Master Balls. What are the other one called?
Ultra Ball,
Great Balls, Ultra Ball.
Just the OGs.
Yeah, the OGs.
I'm trying to fight a fly. This fly's been pissing me off all day.
Really?
Yeah, well, actually, not even all day. It's been all week. Like, it keeps flying in my face. It's like it's taunting me, you know?
Why don't you catch him?
I can't. It's too fast.
No. Okay, you know, I have like something like a 90% first time catch rate on flies nowadays.
Right?
They can't see slow movement, I think.
Yeah, this one. The moment I move my hand even super slowly, it starts moving.
No, you use a glass. Use a glass.
Like glass.
You can't, yeah, use a glass, you capture him, then you put the card and you throw him outside.
Okay.
It's like legit 100, like, it's so easy. You just go really slow. You go really slow with the glass
Yeah, but
and he won't fly away.
This guy doesn't sit still for more than 1 second. That's why it's so annoying.
He will.
No, but he doesn't sit still even when I'm not doing anything.
No, he will. Trust me. Eventually, you just gotta track him for a little bit, and then you're just careful and you catch him.
Nah, this one's different, bro. It's built different.
I don't think so.
I probably
It's not like ooh. Okay, we have a PvP here between MaxPax and Shameless. MaxPax has given up completely on his previously established 1-gate expansion setup, and nowadays is a 2-gate Stargate enjoyer. As a result, his win rate has gone down significantly in tournaments.
Which is kind of wild. He used to be so dominant in this matchup, and now it feels like almost anyone can beat MaxPax on any given day. Like, he's still favored, but like I'm not confident when he plays PvP against anyone.
Yeah, I have the same. Oh, Shameless might have made a mistake there. He forgot his warp gate.
Yeah, that's likely not great.
Yeah, that does make life significantly trickier for him. He has a pylon on the other side. I wonder if he wanted to actually do something on the other side, or what his plan was. He's gonna go for Blink, Battery in the main base, sees this Oracle. Might want to bait it in here. Doesn't get any big damage off. Twilight Council will be faster for Shameless. But he won't have detection. And he'll need to deal with double Oracles, which is never fun.
Yeah, he's going to have that, like I say, he's going to have Blink, but definitely trailing a bit from where he wants to be. Adds an extra gateway on as well. I'm just waiting for that warp gate to finish to get some better warp-ins going. As MaxPax positions with the other Oracle around the back of the natural, but there's units in position for the moment, so one Oracle in each base is not really too scary just yet. Keeps units back.
Yeah. Double Adept also comes in. Here comes the Oracle. -1 worker. Make that 2, make that 3. Double Adepts now show up. Probably gonna get 5-6 workers here. And all of a sudden this looks significantly worse for Shameless than it did before.
Yep.
Lots of mining time lost as well. 36 workers to 30. This is such a standard MaxPax game.
That's just MaxPax shows up, gets some damage done, looks great, and has a great time with it. Not bad. Not bad for MaxPax at all. Definitely a great position then. The lateness on his Blink's not going to matter much, and he still has the Oracles poised to try and get something more done as well. I mean, Shameless has that gate in the bottom right, so... I mean, I don't know what he's going to be able to do off this, because I don't know if he's got any real advantage to really try and attack with anymore.
Let's count. 10 Stalkers to 4. I mean, that could be considered an advantage. His Blink is similarly timed. The problem is by the time you arrive on the other side of the map, there's most likely going to be a battery. There's going to be stasis wards that you'll need to deal with. And you're only going to be up like 2-3 Stalkers. And there's also still Oracles on the map, so you can't even run across with all of them. That is the main problem if 2 Oracles stay alive, is you always need to keep 3 Stalkers at home. And that usually just means that you're in serious trouble. This Oracle is still going to survive even, kills 2 workers. Stasis is going to connect here as well. MaxPax now could jump on top of this army if he wants to, or he can just rebuild another stasis, just defend, and he's just going to be up a base. He will be up in production relatively soon here as well. I think Shameless is pretty freaking dead.
I mean, everything about this is going the wrong direction. MaxPax does chase forward, which is maybe a little bit adventurous considering his Stalker count, and Shameless is actually going to be able to surround these units. The Stasis Ward will save MaxPax a little bit right there, so a little bit of saving grace considering the situation. Another Stasis catches a few Stalkers as well. Shameless had an opportunity there because MaxPax got a little bit overly aggressive. His army supply is still bad. 21 army supply only. 4 more gates on the way right now. And Shameless may still have an opportunity just simply because MaxPax got a little bit aggressive.
And now the 3 Stalkers from the natural are also going to come in. That does mean that this Oracle can come back and clear something. But look at the overall Stalker count, 20 to 11. There are no stasis wards nearby that can really trigger anything big. This is a huge advantage for Shameless. I thought that MaxPax had 100% win. There's one more stasis in the back, but we get a blink in forward. Battery recharge gets used as well. 16 Stalkers to 4. 50 workers to 34. Oh!
No. Wow, the Stalkers ran to the stasis knowing they had to do something, incredible here, and they catch every Stalker. I mean, that's going to give you a small edge for a few moments here, perhaps, but the general consensus is still going to be pretty good for Shameless because there's still a lot of catching up to do for MaxPax. He's going to try and dive to that bottom right-hand side, but Shameless could probably just kill the third, go to the natural kill. I mean, he's got no rush to, go and clean up those Stalkers. He doesn't necessarily need the warp-ins on this side of the map right now, no?
I mean, it would have been nice to still have him, because eventually now he's going to run out of juice. He's blinking away. He believes his push is coming to an end. He's still up 8 Stalkers at this point. I bet some of them are at home. We have a double Adept going across the map as well, so Shameless will need to take care of that. This game is insane. It's just back and forth, 12 Stalkers to 19. No quick reinforcements here for Shameless, as the double Adepts on the other side of the map are dealing quite a bit of damage. Shameless is still winning this fight. There's no active battery. We get a recharge on, I think that was on the sentry for the Guardian shield. 20 Stalkers to 12. As this is going to get cleaned up. We have no Oracle anymore. So every Stalker that gets warped in can just get sent across. It is 7 gateways versus 4. That was a crazy blink out of Shameless. All of them to kill a freaking probe. Yeah. No way.
Yeah, I thought Shameless was going to still be a bit more comfortably set up here, but definitely kind of having a few moments of kind of just being stuck and can't really push any further forward. Obviously, is up in expansion, right? So he has a base advantage, but I get a bit worried that maybe this gives MaxPax a chance to play back into this game compared to what it looked like originally, because there was a massive army supply difference, and now it's only a 4 army supply difference, so MaxPax has put a lot of work in. He's definitely put himself in a better position than he was in before.
Yeah. Faster +1 for Shameless. Inferior gateway count though, like we're 4 against 7, so that sucks for him. But his income is going to be significantly better for like the next minute or so. And even after that, I think he's going to be slightly higher when it comes to that too. There is a DT that's going to move across. If this DT gets spotted without dealing damage, that would just be huge, right? I don't think it did get spotted, so that's nice. Because then, even if you can deal damage now, perhaps you can deal damage later on, which by itself is a pretty big deal. We have a cannon on the natural and a Dark Shrine for Shameless as well. Probably wants to take a forward base here. He's going to lose that pylon though against the Blinking. Wow.
What a turnaround for MaxPax. Still pressing forward here. Pops the Guardian Shield up. Stalker fight begins. The Dark Templar steps forward there as well. No detection here just yet, apparently. So needs to find that Observer. Get in position because the DT is going to start swiping down probes. And MaxPax will take a worker lead in this game. As, yeah, the DT's causing trouble. Shameless is having to stop and deal with that. Not able to fight the Stalkers just on his own account. What a ridiculous game this is being. And we get rid of that Sentry, get rid of that Guardian Shield. Now DT slips into the main base, and MaxPax just causing trouble with these tech units. We are going to be seeing the DT Shrine building up from Shameless as well. So he has similar intentions to get aggressive, and that's why MaxPax goes back into an Oracle, because he needs some detection available, and he just prepare for that effectively.
Absolutely. MaxPax, man, he's turning it around again. There's still a DT that pulled away from the natural. The DT in the main base is still active as well. +1 is in favor of Shameless, so that is something. We have an Oracle that is now using some stasis wards. I guess we'll get a cannon or two as well for MaxPax. Yep, there we go. The game is still fairly close, but I'd probably give it to MaxPax at this point. Because he's up in infrastructure. He has one extra gateway. And, I mean, the Stalker count is also slightly bigger for him. He has an Oracle with stasis, which can be huge.
I don't think Shameless can find anything coming over to this side, so these Stalkers have to step back. Crazy how much that one stasis can flip the game. Just because I think Shameless lost so much of his confidence as well, right? And really played afraid after that stasis ward that the game was slipping. And by playing afraid, he really did let the game slip back into just so much control from MaxPax here.
Yeah. DT does get a block on that Nexus. Doesn't kill the probe though. It's like, alright, my job here is done. These DTs out of Max are doing so much damage. How many worker kills total? 36 worker killed. Fourth base now on the way for Shameless.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, we get the fourth base coming up, so we try and take the eco advantage back again, but just at this point in the game I started, we know how good MaxPax can be, and I feel like we're starting to get to that point where MaxPax just gets to a point where he really is super comfortable in this matchup again.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Okay, we have Stalkers coming in as well. 37 to 32. This Observer, what are you doing, good sir? Can't be taken out. Still have a DT on the right, but that is really all the aggressive forces that MaxPax has. 60 workers to 60. It is actually a completely even game at this point.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the numbers and so say it's completely even. That leads me to like it for MaxPax.
Yeah. Oh, I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you. DT gets cleared on the other side of the map. We're gonna perhaps get a base trade here. +2 snipes. That is painful with that force on the third base location. Shameless is gonna go into the main base instantly, which is the correct call. We want to clear pylons so stuff can't be warped in anymore. Where are the warp-ins happening right now for Shameless? Is he defensively warping in? Is he even warping in at all? No, he's gonna get supply block here. This pylon's gonna get cleared too. We have an Observer still alive. I mean, in my mind, MaxPax is extremely favored here right now.
Yeah, I mean, he has 4 DTs, and obviously even if there's Observers, there's still possibilities with the DTs, right? As, I mean, he's just going to be moving into the main base and shutting down production of Shameless, so MaxPax will just have more. Yeah, hard not to like it for a lot of MaxPax, who, like I said, just think plays these sort of situations out a little better. He's going to start running probes. He's got stasis over here as well that can buy a bunch of time. So the Stalkers start getting stuck in stasis wars at the time you're not attacking with them. And you just have more infrastructure in general as well, right? So, yeah. What a wild game.
Absolutely wild game. Stasis are so freaking annoying. We have similar cash for both players. Similar work count still remaining as well. Ooh, Stalkers teleport home. We'll get a couple of these DTs potentially. That would be a pretty big deal because that would kind of even it all up. Like if these DTs, they turn into Archons, that would be bad for Shameless. But if these DTs end up dying, it would be freaking huge. He's going to get at least one of them. Needs to be careful though because the blink for MaxPax is off cooldown.
There's a bunch of Stalkers now in return, so DT is somewhat protected. Like you say, he got the one. And Stalker's still trying to play cleanup in the upper left-hand side. They find the base, they find the probes that are over there. 8 probes to 11 left on the map. Shameless has a lot more money to build with. Maybe something to think of is that all of MaxPax's probes? He's going to go down to 1 probe remaining on the map.
Yes. Stasis is big. Could actually trigger a response here.
Opportunity where the army is just going to be much more sizable for MaxPax then. Shameless does build next toward the upper right-hand side. The 1 probe of MaxPax is in the natural, so like I say, he has 1 worker left in this game. He does not jump on this. He goes for the Nexus instead. Shameless still has structures to work with, though.
There's no more detection for Shameless.
Oh, he lost the orbs? Oh.
Yeah. Both of them. I don't know where the first one went, but the second one just got sniped in the middle. So that means that the best case scenario for Shameless is MaxPax turning off his PC right now because these DTs are just going to start smashing.
I was gonna say, you're going for something where there is no best case scenario. The best case scenario is that MaxPax forgets the DTs exist maybe and just leaves them in the corner the rest of the game. Yep. GG's. Oh wow, what a turnaround. 1 stasis just, it's changed everything basically.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, like, I really feel like that stasis shouldn't have done that much. Like, obviously it gives MaxPax some freedom. I still feel like Shameless should have controlled the game. He was just so afraid after that.
Yeah, and I mean the DTs, they dealt so much damage as well.
Like, if it isn't for those DTs, then
yeah.
Also, Helen says I can't capture the fly. I have to kill it because it's been pissing her off all day as well.
Oh.
I mean, I can't kill it. It's too fast for me. I don't even know where it's gone now.
Slowpoke.
Yeah. Literally, I've been trying to hit it all day. I've just been hitting my keyboard instead. Making a fool of me. Anyways, enough about me and the fly. More about Shameless vs MaxPax as we get put in position and ready up for game number 2 of the finals. MaxPax looking for his 11th Monday Cup of victory. 11. Do you think Shameless can get into a good position again, or do you think he gets psyched out by the lead that was lost?
No, he can do it. I have a strong feeling that Shameless will be capable of getting back in there. It's time for a quick shout out.
Yeah, go on.
Kleber KM1 with a 10 gifted tier 1 subs. Shout out to you, man.
Holy shit. It's like 20 subs today.
Yeah, this is usually what happens in a week. So it's been a good month. This Monday. Is... Yeah, I won't have to stream for the rest of the week anymore.
Vacation.
Yeah, vacation. Finally. That's great stuff, man. Shout out to you, buddy.
Must be nice.
It is. I have to admit, it absolutely is. Alright, what are we going to do over here? What is the chance that MaxPax just goes back into 1-gate expand? I feel like never playing it is also a mistake, you know?
Yeah, because he's still good with it. It's just, it was hard counterable, right? Like, people were really figuring out what to do about it, but only because he does it every time. So in a best of 5, mix it in again.
Yeah, absolutely. Or mix it in 3 times, or just once, or twice.
I
don't care.
I mean, because nobody said that he shouldn't keep doing it, right? Everyone was just saying, "Hey, let's just mix it up a bit." And here we go.
Wardy. Yeah, great minds think alike, don't they?
Did he do this against you earlier as well?
No, he didn't. No. But that's because he knows that I proxy roll him every single game.
No, yeah. You're the one that mixes it up, so...
Doesn't make sense for him to mix it up if I don't. Yeah, fair play. Oh, that's cute. So it's going to be a late scout here. That's actually really frustrating for Shameless. Because you late scout this, you probably have to pop out instantly with the probe if you still want to proxy. You don't want to play macro games against this, let me tell you. He's going to try and block it. So there are there other solutions here to this problem? It's just going to be so tough. Like, this is exactly what MaxPax wants. Like, you can 4-gate as a reactive proxy, but I think Shameless might just go for a Nexus himself. No, he gets a low ground pro pilot. This crazy good micro on the pro, by the way. What the hell? That was good. That's stellar stuff, man. Very neat. Okay, Double Stalker moves out. What is that probe doing towards the right side? Is it actually going to be a... Oh, it's going to be a 4-gate. It's chronoing the warp gate. Goes for the full wall here as well. Finds the adapt. Is he just going to walk past the adapt? This is one of the things that I really like nowadays, due to the Stalkers only being 27 seconds. So you just kind of walk across the map, and you ignore the adapt, and then you just smack the battery. I think smacking the battery is the correct play here.
Smacking at the battery. Yeah, I mean, if you get the chance to, but he needs to obviously fight his way back forward. Stalker will take a few more shots. Should be able to kill off the Zealot, which gets rid of some of the complication, but then the Oracle shows up to help you defend as well now.
Yeah. Ooh. Oracle's gonna kill that probe. Adept manages to barely stay alive and then dies. Finishes his shade into the arms of 3 more Stalkers. Escape 1 just to meet 3 new ones. 4 Stalkers against 1 Stalker, that's not a very fair fight. It's not something you don't even want to fight as MaxPax, really, because I think you'll lose too much battery energy. It's gonna try it a little bit, like at least get an, you know, incidental shot in. 2 more Stalkers do show up. 4th gate now on the way as well. You have double Oracle, Stalker warping into the main base. The Oracle not really dealing a lot of damage here. Void Ray's taking a beating. Do we have an energy recharge? We don't. But we still have a battery in the back. 1 new one on the way soon. And once there's energy, you can warp in a sentry plus recharge, and all of a sudden, boom, 3 force fields, right?
And then you feel good. You feel very good about your defense, so... Yeah, second Void Ray being so close without first one being in that much trouble. You just need that Stalker count to get high, and it's just taking a long time to get there. Obviously, the Nexus will take a lot of hits, though, so maybe that's a fear factor as well.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely should be a scary thing. Problem here for Shameless is that he's 22 workers, doesn't have a way to build anything downstairs either. So even if he kills this Nexus, like that is not even that great, you know? It's nice, but he needs to probably just get a kill. Ooh, double prismatic now has started, so you just want to run away for a bit, wait until that thing disappears. One more little warp in of your own Stalker. You're gonna be cooking MaxPax big time, because the damage output is just gonna be too low.
Yeah, I mean, that Nexus really is in trouble. 3rd Void Ray, but we really are getting a better Stalker count. Nice force field kind of makes the Stalkers not be able to all shoot at once. That kind of scares them off a little bit. MaxPax buys himself a few moments, but a few moments for what? The next Void Ray is an eternity away. Another force field coming down here. The Void Ray is going to be a little bit of danger. They're close enough to the batteries, but scary moments.
The Void Ray control is insane, by the way. Like, this is so freaking hard. It is so high stakes as well. Like, you lose 1 Void Ray here, the game just ends. And you still need to deal damage as well. Like, you can't just keep them alive, because then you'll lose. Like, you need to deal damage and keep them alive, and it's freaking hard. It's so difficult. Get 1 more force field in here. 4th Void Ray is about to come out. We have a lot of battery energy as well. We have more force field due to the energy recharge. With 4 Void Rays, maybe something's going to be possible here.
Oh, the Stalker's going to commit forward. So he pops Prismatic. We are going to lose 1 Void, but I don't hate it because we got a lot of Stalkers in return, right? Yeah. We got a lot of kill damage done there. I think he was right to pop Prismatic because he just saw that was a commitment in, and that he had really the chance. Going to go back to the dancing now. Another Void Ray still on the way up. Stalkers being pushed back, and during all of this, I mean, MaxPax still has a few Stalkers on the ground. He's still attempting stasis on the other side of the map with the Oracle as well. And we'll see those Void Rays continuing to kind of do this dance back and forth for the moment. This was no. Now only 2 left.
Yeah, 1 Void Ray falls there. Don't forget, it is 4-gate production against 2-gate. But the lower the numbers, the better for MaxPax, of course, due to the nature of the battery. You can't one-shot stuff anymore. That's great. Oh, 1 Void Ray moves too far forward. 2nd one might just get killed here. I do believe that MaxPax is getting his own kind of critical mass on these Stalkers right now. still has 2 Stalkers at home. So really, it's 7 Stalkers against 9. And then there's a Void Ray plus batteries defensively. I think Max might have this.
Yeah, I think so. I think even when the last Void Ray went down, before these couple went down, I was thinking, man, there's a lot of Stalkers now, right? And it's just getting to be a little bit too much. He's constantly warping those Stalkers in as well, because he just has enough economy to do so. And MaxPax will find himself at a 2-0 lead in the final.
Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff.
Crazy stuff. Magnatha from map 3.
Dominant. Dominant performance so far. Too well.
Dominant.
Yeah, he's owning him. Game 1, he also owned him, then almost died, and then he owned him again. So he still counted as owning,
Yeah. Own into not
throw
own
into
own.
a throw into
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. Alright, game number 3 is on its way up. MaxPax and Shameless. MaxPax 2-0 lead, a map away from winning this week's Monday Cup.
What would you do if he wins the Monday Cup? Any crazy bets you're winning, if Max wins?
Any crazy bets?
We should take a tattoo of him.
Yeah, if MaxPax wins today's cup, we'll run another cup next week. Try and see if someone else can win.
And if Shameless wins, you won't?
If Shameless wins... Yeah.
Tattoo of Shameless.
If Shameless wins,
on your left,
Monday Cup next week gets cancelled. Yeah.
I like it. The money there will be invested into a Shameless tattoo.
No, I don't think anyone's paying for that, but yeah. I wouldn't mind if Shameless won. I'm gonna be tired next week.
Why?
Because I like land home from vacation at like 2 a.m. on Monday morning.
Oh, you go on your honeymoon?
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. When do you leave? Today?
Wednesday.
Wednesday, okay, nice.
It's a small trip.
Are we allowed to say where you're going, or is it a secret?
Oh, I think I've already talked about it. Wrote. Nice. Yeah. Very exciting.
Yeah, that sounds very exciting indeed.
I'm excited not to do anything for like a week. For 5 days, or however long it is, 4 days.
What do you do when you do nothing?
I just play RuneScape.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well,
okay, gotcha.
just like sitting around, like, I don't know, I might just listen to an audiobook, I might just listen to some music, I don't know.
Yeah.
No StarCraft, no work though, you know?
Yeah. I'm a big reader on holidays.
I am too if I find the right book, but I'm into audiobooks now. And like,
Okay, you want to hear the best book you're going to get?
Yeah?
It's called Catch-22.
Catch-22.
Yeah.
Who's it by?
You know what a Catch-22 is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's based on the book. They were first, and then, the term got, was based on the book.
This is an
It's
old
fantastic.
book, right?
Yeah, it's old. It's old. But it's funny as hell. If you don't like it, then that's also fine. But I think it's very funny. Everyone that I've recommended it to so far really likes it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have a look at it. Yeah, I might say I don't usually have physical books though, so...
Yeah, me neither. I use ebooks. But the physical books are for losers.
Yeah,
They're very heavy, and they're worse.
But if I'm away, like I feel like I like to have a book. Maybe I buy a book in the airport.
What? No, that's terrible.
Yeah.
No, airport books almost always suck. They're all the same. Like, it's all crap. Like, ebooks are actually superior. Like, there's almost no reason to use regular books anymore. Like, they're heavier, they're more expensive. You're taking out trees for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah,
Unless you really hate forest, there's no reason for you to read books.
But the rarity at which I read a book, when I read a book, I just like to have a normal book.
The ebook is just better. It's like, there's... It's simple as that.
What am I going to read an e-book on?
What? On your e-reader.
I don't have an e-reader because I don't read books that much. This is pointless.
No, but over time it will pay off.
How many
Like,
books
even
would
if
I
you
have
only
to?
read
How
one a
many?
year,
How many books would I have to e-book to make up for it?
Like 10 maybe. Depends if you take
So
the books
that's-
for free or if you pay for them a lower discounted rate.
See, that's like 10 to 15 years of e-booking to make it worthwhile.
Yeah. It's a long-term investment.
Yeah, it doesn't sound worth
Marty
it.
also doesn't believe in index funds. All right. This game is absolutely wild, by the way. We have a 2-gate robo defense against a proxy robo attack. MaxPax is going to go across the map with a prism first. I think this is one of my favorite responses against proxy robo. If you scout it early, this is actually quite strong because you get a lot of counter damage in majority of the time. And it's really hard to get in a good position as Shameless here. So you lose like 3-4 workers and all of a sudden you're forced into attacking up a ramp. There's no battery though up the ramp, which could be an issue. Shameless also killing the pylon here. It's going to kill a second pylon for free.
Yeah, getting us some pylons and can obviously start poking at the one on the high ground as well. MaxPax supply blocked at the moment and will recall after killing 4 probes to give him some opportunity.
Okay, Immortal shows up there. There is a second Immortal coming in. Double Immortal drop is like a huge thing as well. And the funny thing with proxy robo versus robo defense is that attacking is actually better than defending. Because you can kill stuff while you're attacking. And then when you're defending, you can only not lose things. But often you do lose something, right? So now you could go for example, if you go for a double Immortal drop. No. Double Immortal. There you go. Can't lose these. You go for a double Immortal drop. As long as you don't lose the prison, you're usually fine. Because you're just going to get more damage done. Like 90% of the time. Immortal should be microed back the same way that the Stalkers are being microed forward. Yeah. So you like drop, pick up, drop, pick up. Then the Stalkers can chase, right? Immortals do a lot of damage. Just forward Stalkers should die. I'm surprised that MaxPax believes that he can chase here, because he's going to be down 2 Immortals very soon. Shameless can just move back to his robotics facility, and his 3rd Immortal is out right now. I mean,
it almost feels as though MaxPax thinks like Shameless is going to mess up the micro. Because there's no reason to be pushing here, unless you think the other guy's just going to stop microing or something, you know?
This is a crazy risk that Shameless is taking, by the way, against someone as aggressive as MaxPax. Making this move where you send your prism with 2 Immortals away is wild. MaxPax attacking this position is also wild, though. So 2 players doing something crazy. Shameless decides to run away. Should probably build a Stargate at home right now. There is no recall available at home for MaxPax. If we get an aggressive warp in here with just 2 Zealots, oh, that would have been something. Oh, that would have been something. Even now, I think we're still onto something.
Yeah, it's going to be very tough to stop. We are going to recall the Ressians back into the main base, as that's where MaxPax is now going to chase some pressure. He's going to be able to get the pylon, of course. Just has to keep on microing back at home. Prism does just save that Immortal. Shields just hasn't felt like he's done enough. Now heavily supply block 2, and in a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, he is up 2 workers, but he's going to lose his wall. Still has the potential to deal damage with the Immortals. I think you actually should keep your double Prism Immortal on the other side of the map, but he's going to lose some units defensively now. Needs batteries as well. Void Ray first, I think, and then Phoenix behind that, I think is going to be the correct call. So Zealot Warpins exclusively. He's going to get 1 or 2 worker kills. Should have really gone for the worker line here, more so than what he's doing now. If he gets like 3-4 workers here, he's buzzing again.
He's trying, but he ain't getting much as the turnaround is forced. And MaxPax is still pressing further up this ramp, man. He is braving it to try and get that gateway, but decides not to commit just yet.
Yeah, the aggressive 2 Prism or the 2 Immortal drop is great, but oh, Shameless is losing so many units to these force fields. He's just being too aggressive defensively, you know? Too far forward. Like, don't give a crap about the gateway and the core. Like, no one cares. He doesn't know what he wants to do right now, it feels like. Like, he's constantly flying back and forth with the Prism with 2 Immortals. Either commit to the defense or commit to the attack. And I think he should have committed to the attack, to be honest. He cancelled the Void Ray and went for Phoenix instead. So he's going to go for a bust. I just don't think it's going to work because he can't ever get down the ramp.
Yeah, no, I think I really felt as though, like you say, like the attack had so much potential, but I feel like, again, he kind of psyched himself out from it because he almost lost the Immortal and made the mistake, and so he didn't have the confidence to keep on going for it, you know?
Yeah.
And now he pulled back just to kind of maybe go the other way again. Yeah. A lot of indecision and just, I think, getting caught in the moment, like I say, just needs to kind of have the confidence for himself. It's really what feels like it's missing right now, but it's a tough one to find mid-series, especially against MaxPax.
Yep. Okay, we get this Immortal drop in the main. I think he's really targeting the wrong things here. Like, there were a couple of opportunities where he could have picked off 2-3 workers, and that's actually a pretty big deal if there's only 22, 23 workers, you know? Like, you kill 2 workers here, you kill 2 workers there. MaxPax isn't rebuilding fast. He's losing serious mining time.
Yep. He's I'm gonna try and zone obviously both players toward the expansion now. The Phoenix will get a couple of workers, just try and give Shameless a little bit of an edge. As MaxPax moves a few units toward the main mineral line, try and get the Phoenix pushed back before they do much else. And Shameless is gonna get a Twilight Council first though.
Yeah, and also he's like, he has two tools with which he can harass, right? He has the Phoenixes and he has the Prism, and MaxPax has 0 tools with which he can harass. Which means that the moment that MaxPax moves out, he's going to lose some amount of probes, either to the Phoenixes or to the Immortal drop, or he'll need to leave units at home, which both is very uncomfortable. That means that Shameless, if he defends well against this upcoming push, could be in a pretty decent spot actually.
That's if he defends well though, right? Like he's down a good chunk of supply. Obviously he has defensive advantage to some extent, but there's no battery here or anything as well, so...
Well, yeah, I mean, if he dies right now, he's not in a good spot. A good inside. Like...
Yeah, but do you not think it's very difficult for him to not die right here? I feel like this is a great push from MaxPax.
Yeah, I mean, if there was a battery, I think it would be doable. This is a nice double adept drop as well into the main base. Prism is completely out of position for whatever reason. Phoenix has come home. We have some sentry force field still. And this wasn't the cleanest defense, but potentially clean enough.
That brings the army supplies together a little bit as MaxPax whoops in to look to go again. To pressure through here. This little grab on the right-hand side there as the Phoenix will take a look at this. 4 Mortals lined up to get involved. The Immortals are all very low from Shameless too, so it gives them a very small margin for error on lifting them up and microing them back. Something else just to think on here is MaxPax is not committing, but Blink isn't very nearly done for Shameless, so if you want to go as MaxPax sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I just don't think either player can really attack into the other. Like, Shameless also can't jump into 4 Immortals, you know? Like, what's he gonna do? Like, blink over with his 7 Stalkers into infinite force fields plus Immortals? Like, tough luck. Like, he's just down in army supply right now. Ideally, the Phoenix are going across the map to kill some workers, because it's the only thing that you can do to try and get back into the game. Instead, he's gonna fly through the main army, take more damage, and we already have 4 or 5 Stalkers at home for Max as well. There's a 3rd base on the way. He's getting his own blink. I mean, the longer that this goes, just the better it's going to be for Max.
Yeah, no, it's looking good. Blink's gonna finish for him. The few Phoenix are gonna get across the map and try and get some workers again, but even if you get a few workers here, I feel like MaxPax's gonna catch up fairly quickly. The fact he's got that 3rd base obviously helps negate a lot of this. And he just sits here very strong right now.
Absolutely. Triple Phoenix returning back home. Observer setting up in the natural of the opponent. I mean, Shameless has 1 shot, and his shot is attacking into an opponent that has more supply and has a defensive position and has a superior army. So it's not a great shot.
Yeah, he's got to shoot into the wind, but the wind is, you know, tornado-like. Not gonna be fun.
It's not gonna be fun.
MaxPax even going to initiate a little bit here, coming around that right-hand side because Shameless steps out toward the 3rd base location. And MaxPax is instantly going to punish because he just feels as though now it's a much more kind of accessible place. Force fields his opponent back a little bit as he steps toward the natural. He's getting himself a pylon there maybe, or he comes back across. He's going to engage upwards. Great force field. The Prism not doing anything for Shameless to help out right now. The probes started pulling on the other side, but that's not a great sign either because they're not doing too much. So many of the units just aren't involved for Shameless. The damage is not there. And MaxPax gets the 3-0.
Wow.
As in this one, his PvP looks very good. Obviously, definitely moments for Shameless, especially in that game 1, but not enough in the end.
Not enough in the end. Wow. What a gamer. What a gamer.
What a gamer.
Yeah. What a day of video games. Actually, a pretty long cup today, no? Till 5?
Yeah, I mean, I like it when it goes 4 hours, so it was good. It's just because we had a round of 8 that went on a little bit longer, you know? It's nice.
Ah, true, yeah. Yeah.
And, well...
Yeah, the semis were fairly one-sided.
Yeah, it's true.
Huh?
Alright, GG's, mate. I'll see you later.
GG's.
You want to come play PTR tomorrow?
What is PTR tomorrow?
There's PTR Cup tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just...
Yeah, I'm down to play. Who's funding this?
Me. It's
on America?
Yeah, well, it's just it's on the PTR. Well, it's probably America, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. It is only Central and West, I think.
Sure. I mean, it's all good. It's just a PTR Cup. Just letting you know because
Yeah,
you never know what's going on.
for which edition of the PTR?
What do you mean, which edition?
Which PTR will it be on, Wardy?
When you click game version, you click PTR, that one.
Okay, cool.
If you find a way to load into another PTR, I'll be impressed.
Okay, cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, beautiful.
Okay, see you, man. Bye
See you
bye.
there. Bye. Alright guys, hello. Thanks for watching today. Thanks for watching the WardiTV Mondays. Just a quick note to, obviously, again, if you enjoy the stream, if you enjoy the tournaments, if you enjoy what we're doing, to consider supporting. Obviously, you can like and subscribe to YouTube. You can follow and support on the Twitch as well. And also just to mention, obviously, of our Patreon page, patreon.com/WardiTV. We are closing in towards $1,000 per month on the Patreon, which allows us to do a whole lot more because, again, just in general, everything that goes onto Patreon goes back out into the community. So every 100% of Patreon pledges, I'm really murdering this today. I'm not in silent mode at all. 100% of pledges on Patreon go directly into SE2 tournament prize pools. So if you do want to support the tournament specifically and you want to get access to replay packs and more and other updates, do consider checking out the Patreon page, patreon.com/WardiTV. Without your support, we cannot continue to run tournaments, so do consider checking that out. Alrighty guys, so I'll see you guys later on. It's a little sour to end it on. Appreciate the support. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the PTR Cup. Bye.